Well, that's good.
I hope people can hear us.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be fine.
They can. Hey, you know what? There's a podcast.
Yes.
They can go back and listen.
More than likely, the people listening to this can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. They can go back and listen, whatever. But yeah. That's right. You help us out by downloading the show.
Someone said they're wondering if I've always been bald. I do have hair up here. I got a haircut like 2 hours before I came here today, so I do have hair. It's shorn because I'm like 3 weeks over. I was 3 weeks overdue, give or take, for a haircut.
How long do you usually wait to get a haircut?
Probably every like 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks.
That's a lot. That's like real short.
It's late for me. If it weren't up to me, I would have a haircut every week.
Really?
Just, yeah.
Why?
Because I hate having hair. It's uncomfortable and it's.
You should just narrate off.
That was an idea I had when I was like 14, and it seemed like a bad idea. So it's concerning that at over 30, that still seems like,
I mean, barely over 30 though. Come on, dude. Why trying to?
I meant for you. The fact that
I know. Why you should put me on like Ben levels of old?
What do you think? You're an aging 29? What are you talking about?
I'm like Benjamin Button, baby.
You're over 30. Like Benjamin Button. Yeah, man.
I'm in my cute baby phase right now.
Oh boy. Oh man. I think back when you were like 18 years old and you looked like a lesbian. That was your cute baby face.
That was cute lesbian.
That was the adorable. I'm going to say yes, because there's nothing I can say that's going to work out well for
I know.
me.
I'm trying to like pin you in a corner here.
I tried to think of what my next sentence and my next joke would likely be, and I'm just getting in trouble, so I'm going to forget all about that. But yeah, man. So yeah, do have hair. Thank you for noticing.
I go like months, like 4 months without like, yeah, maybe I should get a haircut.
Yeah, straight hair, right?
Yeah.
Like I had nappy, like I had black hair. Like if it goes too long, it gets, and I don't do anything with it. So if I like combed it regularly or took care of it at all, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Maybe I get it braided or something, but
I would love to see you in cornrows.
I'm so lazy.
Can we do like a GoFundMe or like what use some of the Patreon money?
No.
To get some cornrows.
No.
You could look like the dude from Hustle and Flow.
Terrence Howard?
Terrence Howard, yeah.
I was like, what? No, I'm not getting cornrows.
Why not?
Too old for that shit, man. Yeah, 33, you can't make the decision to have cornrows. If you were like 16 and you made a cornrow decision and you carried that cornrow decision into your 30s, then cornrows are acceptable. You can't get cornrows for the first time at 33 years old. It's unacceptable. This is how society starts to break down.
Yeah, you got to make some, like, at a certain point, some decisions you make are like, that's not a 30-year-old.
Exactly. Like, I couldn't be called, at like 19, I started forcibly trying to go by Christopher. At some, you got to choose early in life. At like 40, I can't be like, hey guys, can't call me Chris anymore. We're going by Christopher. It doesn't work that way.
I learned like a month ago that Topher Grace is actually Christopher.
Yeah.
But he took the back end of Christopher.
Oh, yeah. It's a thing.
Like, no one does that. Everyone does Chris.
I knew some.
But no one does the back end of that.
I knew some Tophers when I lived in the Valley.
Of course you did.
And I hated it.
Of course you did.
It drove me nuts.
Of course the Valley
but
I don't like Tophers.
I don't like anyone who spells a common name strangely. Like Chris with a K, KR, like that, a demon person. Like burn him at the stake. I don't, yeah. I mean, it's the only way we're going to fix this.
Right.
We can't, no half measures then. We got to go all the way. Anyone who spells their name kind of is strange in any way for me. It's just, no, just get away. Be done with all of them. Yeah,
like when if it's like a certain name, but there's like a different spelling, like Cindy, but like an I or a Y.
That's okay, because that's a slutty spelling. That's the nice spelling, yeah. And I'm not slut shaming anybody. Love sluts, but that's the like, hey, she likes to have a good time.
Like my mom, she
exactly.
it's
massive slut.
massive salute. No, my sister is named Leslie.
Yeah.
But she spelled it Lesley or Ly. Sorry, Lesly, not IE.
But I feel I could be wrong.
So now you can never buy her anything from like a gift shop.
So here's the thing. I don't know the proper spelling of Leslie. Is
it's IE.
Okay. So you could have convinced me it was the other one.
So like anytime you're like, hey, I'm gonna go to Universal Studios and buy a keychain that has someone's name on it.
Like, no, the fuck you're not. Get out.
Never. You can never, unless you get them like those customized ones. Like you're never gonna be able to buy anything from a gift shop.
That's weird. Yeah. And look, the bottom line is you like your sister, but you don't like her enough to wait while they custom make one of those.
I don't need.
You got rides to be on.
Look, I don't need to buy a thing with like, oh, they spelled their name on a piece of rice. Yeah. Like, who cares?
What are you gonna? So I give this to you, and you throw it away.
Yeah.
Like, let's just skip the middleman. I will give you the
would just give you the
$243.
$20.
Yes.
And then crumple it up, and then we'll just throw it in the trash together.
And we'll call it a day. We'll all be done.
Yeah.
We'll all be done, and everything will be nice.
Exactly.
Anything good this week? Anything Ed? What's been Ed centric?
I went to Disney on Saturday. That was fun.
How many? So what? It's the end of February now.
Yeah.
How many times have you been to Disneyland this year?
This year, 3, 4 times.
That is fucking crazy.
And that's like little. That's like
really.
Yeah, we should go like every other week.
I genuinely haven't been to Disneyland since Captain EO was there. Like the idea that you go turn your fucking phone down. The idea. Sorry.
You unprofessional dick.
My issue was like I could hear the audio, so I knew he could hear it.
Yeah.
And I gave it the like 2 seconds where where it's
actually, I let it go.
And usually that's my move.
Yeah. Usually I'm the one who's like, "What are you doing?"
I've usually smoked a considerable amount more than I have today. But it's like I gave it the 2 seconds where the volume was supposed to start going down. And once the volume didn't go down, I'm like, does he not understand that we can hear it? Does he think he's the only one that can hear this phone?
Here's the thing: is we probably are the only ones who actually heard that.
Yeah, almost certainly. But everyone heard me yelling at Ben exactly. for reasons that make me sound crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to perfect your.
I want to
actually,
going back to Disney, I actually want to organize a like Squadcast Disneyland day out, and then we go to like before maybe an away game, and then like hit up like an away game spot, like
one of the OC spots.
Yeah.
Is there a setup? Like, what's the ballpark me here? What's the average cost of like what would it cost me?
You're not
just
going.
me.
No,
no. Let's say I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try. If you're telling me you're putting together a Squadcast Disneyland trip, I'm not like you two. If you're like this is what we're doing, I'm gonna get on board and try to make it as successful as possible.
Yeah.
What is it gonna run me to walk into Disneyland?
If we do like
just to walk in.
If we do, it depends because if you do single park or you do double park, it's gonna depend. And if you do like if it's during the peak hours, like peak times,
I'm gonna do. You got me at one park. And I'll show up first thing in the morning.
Minimum probably like $115.
Huh?
Yeah.
How much is a Switch?
$300.
So if me and Erica go to Disneyland, I could buy a Nintendo Switch?
I mean, basically.
Oh, that's a hard sell, man. I want a Switch really bad.
I kind of want to. Ben, you want to go? We'll go halvesies and we'll get.
Don't buy me anything because then people get really upset.
No, I mean,
don't give me anything.
There's a reason why I've been to Disneyland.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
$150.
My family to Disneyland.
Well,
like,
he's got people who are like.
That's like $1,000.
His aunt who's like crazy rich, buying them kids
like
tickets.
True. Yeah. Wait, no, it's my cousin, my youngest godmother. Yeah, dude. She.
Wait, you have multiple godmothers?
No, it's my youngest godmother.
The youngest kid's godmother.
Okay.
Hey, multiple god. That sounds like a sweet deal.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of Christmas presents.
No, but yeah. So yeah, she took us to Disneyland and just treated the young one.
Do they do like a magic? Like remember Magic Mountain used to be like bring in a Coke can and it's like 40%.
Well, that's Magic Mountain though.
But Disneyland didn't do
Come on,
like
man.
That?
Come on.
Keep
all the poor people in Magic Mountain.
How about this? Instead of going to Disneyland, we can all come to Ben's and watch Disney movies.
That sounds pretty fun too.
Does that sound better?
Set up like a projector outside in the back?
Hot Box's garage. It'll be a good old time. Does that sound workable, Ben?
That sounds workable.
Love it. Love it.
Way cheaper than Disneyland. I like it.
You should bring up your GoFundMe while we're at it.
Yeah. I feel weird, and I don't want to like. You guys heard Chris's emergency pod last week. I feel like I would basically just be mimicking a lot of the stuff that you said.
What do you say? It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You hear about this, Ben?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't even know about it until Andrew like sent me the link or whatever, and I'm like, oh no, he mentioned it last week when he's talking about it. I'm like, okay, and I'm like, oh, whatever,
It's because it seemed like a flippant. It was a joke. It should be a joke.
It should be a joke.
It should have been a joke.
It should have been like, yeah, we're gonna start a GoFundMe for Ed to get a ticket. Like, oh, cool.
Ball busting.
Cool. And when it happened, and I'm like, wow, that's actually gonna happen. And then within
like 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, but like he created it within 3 hours, and then but I think he posted it. And when he posted it, within like an hour and a half,
it was done.
It was done.
So what happened?
Andrew Samoa Bob, on Twitter,
who has a more comfortable chair waiting for him.
Yes,
next time he shows up.
It doesn't have wheels though.
It looks comfortable. He's a stationary guy. He'll be
looks
fine.
more comfortable.
It's sturdy.
It's sturdy. That's what's important. Nails made out of kryptonite. That'd be terrible.
He sets up the GoFundMe, and like I said, within an hour and a half, completed. Goal comes in. I'm like, I feel like I don't deserve it for one.
Sure.
I got to interrupt you. It was 3 hours. Let's not get crazy with the whole hour and a half.
He wasn't listening, but
He
it's
wasn't
okay.
listening.
It's fine.
It's okay. You skipped like 4 minutes. It's
sorry.
If you're ever wondering the like level of Alzheimer's and dementia that Ben's sitting in, he just completely blanked out for about 4 minutes and then popped like your grandfather falling asleep after Thanksgiving. And then pop back into conversation.
Because hey, don't turn off the TV. Don't change the channel. He was watching it.
That's exactly what happened. To be honest with you, that's totally. I got the stuff that we got coming up, so I'm doing all kinds of connecting with all the people, and
I just watched him go. Don't touch the remote.
As you try to like take the
that is totally what happened.
Take the beer out of his hand. He's like, no, I'm still drinking.
He literally just covered all that.
No, what I was saying, Andrew created
it,
and then like an hour and a half later, actually posted it on social media,
like shared it,
and then it got done.
Tucker. Like tear rolling down his. I see no tears from you.
Like I said, I can't say anything that it would just come off as like I'm mimicking Chris.
Yeah, I feel like you, and correct me if I'm wrong, just having talked to you, if for you it seemed more like you were shocked a joke got followed through on.
Yeah.
And you're thankful for it and you're grateful for it.
Absolutely.
But from your stance, it was more like, oh well, fucking I can't stop staring at that hat. It's a beautiful hat, but he has a Galaxy hat. He's not like. It's not like a hat from I Love Lucy that I'm.
And if you're on YouTube.com/Riot Squadcast, you can see that hat.
I'm just staring to the camera. Bam! Look at that. Display that bad boy.
We're gonna call this episode "Chris Says Thank You for Ed."
Yeah. I'm sure some worse titles come up.
Here's the problem. Okay. I'm extremely thankful. I screenshot all people who donated, and I'm gonna try to find some way to thank them all. A couple of them are anonymous, so I have no idea how that's gonna happen. Yeah, I would say all the things, anything I would say, I would feel like it's basically just mimicking what Chris said. I feel extremely humble and grateful to all the people who actually donated. I mean, some people donated like way more than they should have.
I think one person did 100. I think it was Mark Parker.
Yeah,
did $100.
I mean, I don't want to like put anyone out there. That's why I was like,
fuck that. Mark Parker's got a massive penis. I think he did $100. Pablo did $50. Like. It happened really quick. You're loved, man. You're good fucking people.
I appreciate it. And again, I can go into hey, it's been a tough couple of months. I've been basically I'm the only person bringing in any money into the house and going to school full time, so it's been difficult.
It's been a trying year for the whole Squadcast group.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been really trying.
That's why anything I say, I'm like, oh, you know what? It's gonna be a little. I don't want to say taken disingenuous, but it's saying it's just anything I say is basically gonna be like, well, Chris said that 4 days ago.
But I talk a lot.
Yeah,
that's really all it comes down to.
And it was amazing, dude. I mean, that was probably one of the best episodes of the Squadcast, and
some people did not care for it.
I was amazed at how much Chris could talk, like nonstop. No, like
really?
Like I knew how much he could talk, but this episode, like, I was looking at like the little waveforms here, and you see me like every like 20 minutes with like just this little bump, and then it's like 20 minutes of Tucker.
Well, there's no, and I don't want to get back into that, but there's no two ways to say it. Like, my heart was very full at that moment, just rushing in to be like, hey, I want to just throw out love. It was great to kind of get a chance to go on and on like that.
No, and again, I can't thank those people enough. I'm gonna try to find a way to do it. Like I said, I have your names on my phone. I screenshot it all. Like I have them. If that means I'm buying someone a beer every game that I see them at, and that's gonna be making up for it, then so be it. And that'll probably be like $40 worth of beers right there.
That actually might be more expensive.
Yeah.
It's Modelo time.
Oh yeah, I know. But again, I mean, we got to move on, and but I mean,
I'm happy you're going to be at a significantly more games this year.
Yeah, I mean, last year I had a mini pack or whatever, and came in like 1 or 2 extra. But I'm going to be at at least every single weekend home game. Like weekdays, I can't make it.
Yeah.
And we'll find. I'm trying to find out a way how to maybe we donate a ticket. I think someone posted.
Every game I can't go to, I'm gonna just pay the ticket forward.
You can donate it to like I guess someone posted like a service person, like a military person. You can just donate tickets to.
So
I'm something like that.
There's something else that is in some really early preliminary stages that we're kind of working on. It's not an us thing. It's something that we're gonna promote. Something someone else is doing. I just don't want to kind of blow up their thing until they're ready to debut that. But there's going to be a service for kind of getting tickets in the right hand if that's what you're shooting for. That's getting kind of built out. So give that some time. And your tickets, my tickets will work towards that. So it'll be a nice little
that'll make me
export.
feel like I actually earned something with
You
these
did a little
tickets.
bit of work.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're loved, man. You do good stuff.
But speaking of good things, our website, if you haven't noticed, has been down for a little bit. Someone didn't pay the bills, so we're back up now. RiotSquadcast.com. That's where you can go.
Org?
Nope, .com.
No, Lars is org. Sorry,
Yeah.
apologies.
RiotSquadcast.com. That's where we have, and if you will talk about it in a little bit, that's where we have the prediction game up there. We have all our socials up there.
The new and improved prediction game.
New improved prediction games, and that'll come up in a little bit. And then we also have the unveilment. Should we have like a little... We actually have... We're going to have articles written up and on our website. Chris, you have the name, right?
Yeah, very soon. If you're part of the Galaxy, the greater Galaxy Twitterverse, I'm sure I'm going to attempt to pronounce his name right, and it may not happen.
And we're going to get his actual name.
We do.
Yeah, we have Twitter handles.
Baraldino? How would
Baraldino, yeah.
Baraldino?
Like
at Baraldino, BARROLDINHO 1. He's going to be writing, hopefully, at least semi-weekly for us. He did a season preview for the Galaxy. It should be up on our website. If not by the time you're listening to this, hopefully the next day, but relatively soon. So check back in the next week. But he did a whole write-up. His name is Barry Hampton. Going to be writing for us.
Oh, so you didn't get the name?
Yeah.
Good
guy. If you're part of the greater Galaxy Twitterverse, you've already read some of the things this guy has done. He does great work, very thorough and in-depth, way more professional than anyone sitting in this room. We're good at the talking. He's very good at the typing.
And I'm barely good at that.
Yeah. So we put the professionals in the place to succeed. So he's got a nice write-up, beautiful write-up for the Galaxy season. That's going to go up in the next day or so.
Also patreon.com/RiotSquadcast. We actually started, and this is going to be Patreon exclusive. Get that exclusive. DJ Khaled.
Get Diego to come in and do that. Yeah.
But we're starting a Discord for Patreon-only subscribers. So if you are a Patreon subscriber and you want to get on our Discord, we will be putting up a link on that on the Patreon page, so you have that and come talk to us. Chris can go on for days. He'll talk to you. I'm like between 8 to 9 a.m. and then 9 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah, and occasionally I get drunk and leak things in there, so that's always nice.
There you go.
You never know. Whenever there's a little extra to know, it's always great.
All right, and we teased a little bit, but we do have the man himself on the phone to talk about the new and improved prediction game, Commissioner Tony. How's it going, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up, Big Tone?
What's going on, man? How's it going?
Hey. Oh, exhausted. Too much stuff. Too much work.
Sir,
Looking
I understand.
Forward to games this weekend.
You are in the right company of being tired and
always tired.
But please, I know.
Well, I don't know.
You emailed us earlier about the. You talked about it a little bit last season too, about wanting to change it up a little bit for the prediction game. Do you want to go through the new and improved game?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'll just use my email that I sent you guys because I thought you guys just might read it on the air. Or actually, you might stumble through it on the air. What am I saying?
I think that's why I wanted you to come on.
Okay. So last season we saw an exciting finish with Chris finishing first with 24 points. Congratulations, Chris.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And then we also had Richard Chavez winning the listener prediction game. Very impressive by Richard. He'll be getting his booze come the first home opener.
Do you know what the booze is?
Only home opener. He and I are talking about it. We've emailed it a couple times, so we'll figure it out.
I like it.
Well, it came down to the wire for a few people. I've decided to change the rules to increase the possibility that the league could change on a more regular basis. So without further ado, here are the new rules for the prediction games. Rule number 1 stays the same. I make the rules, and my decisions are final.
It's Tony Game.
I don't want to hear people complaining.
That's it. Dictators don't give up power.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I don't want to hear listen to people complain about stuff. My rules are final. That's it.
Good enough.
Number 2, Yes. No, you can't have extra points for things you meant to do. If you mark down Zlatan and Saris will score, but you meant Zlatan and Romney, then I'm only counting your Zlatan and Saris predictions. I don't care what you meant to do. That's specifically for Nestor. Stop telling me what you meant to do. I don't care.
That sounds like a very Nestor thing to do.
Yes. He's like, oh, I always pick Emma. You didn't pick Emma that time.
Well, then you fucked up.
And then now the scoring changes. So one, you'll get a 1 point for correctly predicting the results of the match. That stays the same. However, the bonus points which are available, are going to be handed out differently. So if you correctly predict the score now, you'll get 2 points, because predicting the score is actually kind of difficult, so you deserve to get a little extra award for it. You'll get 1 point for each correctly predicted goal score for the Galaxy. However, you no longer need to correctly predict the score or all goal scorers to get these bonus points. Naming a goal scorer is enough.
Okay.
So last year it would have been very easy. So if you just kept saying Zlatan all the time, you would have been getting points. But people like James said, "No, I'm going to pick somebody else," and it didn't happen. And English James throws away 3 points. But we're going to change that this year. He'll have an opportunity to actually get some extra points. Own goals. Well, hopefully they don't happen this year since Shelvick is gone, but it's always a possibility. So if you correctly predict an own goal by the G's, that's 1 point right there. If you correctly predict the scorer of an own goal for the G's, you get 5 extra points.
Whoa.
However, if you incorrectly predict an own goal by the G's, you're going to lose 2 points.
Make it a gamble. I like it.
Oh, yes. And then finally, if Ben, Ed, or Chris do not communicate their prediction to me, either on the air, in person, text, etc., however, they will be assigned a 0-0 draw and are only eligible to score 1 point that week for predicting the draw. So they will not gain any bonus points based on score predictions. So if it ends up being 0-0, you'll not suddenly knock down a 3-point win for having correctly predicted the score and the no goal score. So if you miss it, the only thing you can possibly get for you guys is 1 point.
Okay.
And that's it. It's still pretty straightforward. I'll be handling, doing all the stuff by hand for getting this done. Winner of the prediction game will get booze again.
All right, so Tone, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Suppose we predict the Galaxy to score 0 goals. Does that count as, and there's no bonus points available for that, or is there any sort of bonus points available?
Oh, no. You would get, if it was 0 points for the Galaxy, or 0 goals for the Galaxy, and you correctly predicted the opponent's score as well, you would get your bonus 2 points for having nailed that correctly. And if you're saying no goal scorers, I will give you 1 point for if you are correct in the no goal scorers.
Okay. All right, that was what I wasn't clear. Okay, perfect. And these sites and these rules will be up on the website as well.
All right. Thank you, Tony. And then we'll see you next Saturday.
Yes, indeed. I will be there.
Love you, Big Tone.
With
Love
my
you, man.
whiskey. All right. You guys take it easy.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Talk to you guys later.
All right, thanks, Tony.
Right, bye-bye.
Yep, bye.
That was the commissioner
Laying down the law.
Just put it on the table.
Speaketh the truth.
It's like, hey, my way or the highway, baby.
Yeah. Right.
So you got to do it. You got to do it.
Go play a game from any other podcast. Well, LA is Our House has one. Never mind.
Yeah.
Don't play their game. Play our game. Play their game too.
That was fun. That game was fun. But our game is fun too.
I can't understand. Their game's too smart for me. The game's, I got none but stats up here.
Well, I love the betting aspect of it. It's pretty fun.
I like, and I think that's kind of what Tony is. It's not necessarily betting, but I think that's what he's taking into account this season, making it so. Just because for example, just because you completely couldn't understand what the team was going to do week to week and were out of it within the first 7 weeks of the season, you're still going to have an opportunity to get back in it. If you can go on.
I mean, you can basically get
you can go on a run.
You can get 7 points. Even, I mean, you can get like a 10-point.
That's crazy. Whatever the game turns out to be, if you had the balls to predict it that way, like you're going to have a pretty stiff opportunity. You're going to have a good opportunity
you're never really
to get back in this.
Yeah,
you're not out of it. You're not out of it until we're out of games.
I mean, you could potentially get a 10-point game.
Yeah.
If you correctly predict the score and an own goal scorer.
Well, think about a week where
it could be like that's game changer.
Think of a week where we're playing. We got 3 games in a week. If you correctly predict all 3 of those, you're no matter how far out you are, you're right back in.
You're probably winning the game if you're predicting like correctly.
You'd be all right.
games
Yeah, you'll be pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
So I like it. I like the new rules.
Thing is, like Ed, you can come back now. You know, I mean,
you
got a shot, man.
You actually have
like he's still assuming you're going to finish in 3rd.
Yeah,
this guy.
Well, hey, you know,
I do, and I think maybe we'll talk about this off air, but I do want to make like a bet. Whoever comes in last has to do like a punishment or something.
Ed, you do know
you mean between the 3 of us, or
the 3 of us?
Why are you doing this?
I know.
Why would you set yourself up for this?
Well, the thing with the listeners is they won't. There's people who won't participate every week, and I don't think we can get them to do like a punishment
if they already dropped out.
Yeah.
So, but if you do it between the 3 of us, like you were really in last place last year.
Yeah, that's fine.
This year's gonna be different.
Well, no, probably not. But
also, let's do some funny shit.
And then I think we'll leave that up to the Patreon people.
Yes. There you go.
Punish myself.
I like that.
We'll let the Patreon people decide what the punishment would be.
There you go.
We'll do that. Anyways, we'll talk about that off here. I think you want to hit that Lars news jingle, sir?
How about the kick you in the nuts?
I mean, that's what it's gonna be, right?
Hopefully.
I feel like that's what it's gonna be.
It's not real news. This is just Lars news about stuff and things we want to talk about. Lars news. This is Lars news.
Wow.
Stretching.
And what an amazing thing I just saw.
You
know that painting of like God and Adam touching fingers? That's what you 2 fat fucks look like when you were passing a phone.
And then just if I had the mic turned on, like,
it's like that blue whale commercial, like swimming in the ocean. It sounds.
Yeah, I speak whale, baby.
What is it? Dora. What's the Dora movie where she's lost? Finding Dora. Finding Dora with that. Hello.
Well, no, the first one it's Finding Nemo, and she speaks whale.
Oh, okay. I just remember it in the second one.
She does it in the second one too, because there's like a whale in the zoo with them.
Yeah, and the whale's
the aquarium.
The whale's nice.
I'd like to reiterate, Ed does not have kids.
Yeah. I'm a 31-year-old child. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there are no 31-year-old children. The last 31-year-old child was Michael Jackson, and there was a whole lot of things wrong with that 31-year-old child.
Hey, man. Neverland seemed pretty cool. There was a train.
I bet there was.
Giraffes.
Monkeys.
Arcade games.
Everything you could want.
Wine.
For conditioning. Jesus juice.
I mean, what more do you want, dude? What more do you want?
You know, safety, protection. To be left alone.
A little bit of dignity. Just a little bit.
Hey, my man did Human Nature. That's still my jam.
Prove it. Prove it happened. Prove it happened.
You really don't want to be on this side. You really don't want to be on this side.
Thriller.
What else you want me to say?
Thriller.
Bad.
Come on.
History album.
You played that Michael Jackson video game, arcade game?
Yeah.
Where he saves little children?
Moonwalker.
Little white girls. Michael! And then they run away, like really weird.
What? Hold on. Why was that a perfect... That was such a good impression of the little girl from Moonwalker, which is like a film from 1987.
See, here's the thing.
I feel like you've been practicing it for the last 20-something years.
So my family, we'd stay at... in Vegas, we'd stay at the Plaza, and there was like 6 arcade machines.
You're like a 50-year-old Italian man. See, in 1977, my family, we would go to Vegas and we'd stay at the Plaza.
But for kids who are like 11, 12, like you don't have shit to do.
Yeah.
There's like 6
yeah.
arcade.
Oh, bro, I live that life. Yeah, I live that 90s life with you.
And the only game that I actually liked in that arcade was the Michael Jackson game. Yeah.
Moonwalker came out in 1980. I was 1 year off from accurately like pinpointing when that film came out. And I say film.
I didn't even know there was a movie.
You haven't seen Moonwalker? The whole movie?
I didn't know there was a movie.
That Michael is just from playing the video game?
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
I didn't even you're like the movie. I'm like, what movie?
So there's a 93-minute movie called Moonwalker that's about Michael Jackson saving a little white girl from, I think Joe Pesci is the bad guy.
Of course.
You gotta watch. I can't believe you haven't seen this. You gotta watch this. He turns into a robot. He turns into a car.
Well, I know he turns into a robot because of the game.
Yeah. So the game is based off of that movie.
I'm assuming, yeah.
You gotta. Oh my. Can we watch this? I want to watch this with you.
We'll do a Patreon episode.
Boom. I want to watch this with you. I can't believe you've never seen this.
All right. Back on track.
Let's see if I can buy this game.
So Lars First Friday. Lars would like to thank the Hawk in Long Beach for hosting the inaugural Lars First Fridays. Lars First Fridays will kick off the season at Boomtown Brewery on Friday, March 6th at 7 p.m. Lars invites all LA Galaxy supporters to join us in celebrating another quest for a championship. The season kickoff viewing party. Join us this Saturday, February 29th at noon at one of the many supporters viewing parties. And you haven't seen, there's like 30 locations. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many. Go check Lars and ACB's Instagrams and Twitters and all that stuff. I mean, it's literally like you're 10 minutes from any other locations.
There's no excuse.
There's really no excuse.
Unless you're like working.
Well, yeah, that's true. Viewing parties are organized all across Southern California and reaching San Diego and Las Vegas. The LA Galaxy is hosting a viewing party at Tom's Urban at LA Live. You can find that on all the LA Galaxy stuff. Home opener tickets. We are back, and Lars excited to kick off the season at home on Saturday, March 7th at 3 p.m. Sections 137 and 138 are completely sold out.
All done.
You cannot get a ticket in 137 or 138. Lars has made additional tickets available above Lars in the temporary bleachers. Section 338, if you've seen where we had the charges, it was a temporary section. Tickets are running out, or have they sold out? Do you know?
I believe they're sold out. I was told they were sold out. But
so this might be old information.
Keep reading, and Andrew's in the live chat. He'll update us.
Yeah. I mean, it says tickets are running out, so maybe they're sold out, maybe they're not. If anything, go get them if they're still available, because they are going fast.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, it sounds like we got that information before we started recording, so I would imagine it's up to date.
So it sounds
like there may be a few left.
Get your shit together. What are you doing?
How much would you pay for a Sega Genesis copy of Moonwalker? How much would you pay?
I mean, it's priceless to me, man. It's like it's about the memories, but probably no more than like $20.
$20. How much do you think it's selling for?
Like probably like $80.
$80, yeah.
Okay.
That's fucking pretty good guess,
Awesome.
man. There's
got to be like what are they called? Like the ROMs or whatever?
Yeah, emulators.
There's got to be
the kids. That's how fucking Jonas can figure that out. I'll have Jonas figure it out.
Hook it up, dude.
Yeah. Well, I'll be like, hey, son, can you figure out this video game? Can you figure out this fucking 30-year-old video game for your old man?
All I need in my life is Contra and Moonwalker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Contra. Oh, Contra, man, I burned some hours in that game.
And Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, I'm still actively playing Chrono Trigger. I got it for. I've owned Chrono Trigger on almost every console that it's been available for. Would this be a good time for the Fantasy League?
Let's do it.
So it's just bundle it all in. We are doing a Riot Squadcast MLS Fantasy League this year. The league is already created. If you want to get involved, we haven't really talked about it, so we don't have a gift for whoever finishes.
Let's not promise anything.
For whoever finishes first, let's say we'll talk about it and we'll let you know more in depth next week.
Yeah.
But in the event there's a prize, you probably don't want to miss out on week 1 because that's going to be the week everyone's playing. So if you want to join our league, it's a public league. You can find it. You don't need an invitation for it. We're also going to tweet out the link for it, post a link on Facebook if you're into that. The league code is T as in Tom, K, P as in Paul, 7, V, A, S as in Sam. That's the league code.
And we'll put it in the show notes.
We'll make it as readily available for you guys as possible. But TKKP7VAS. It's open right now. Get involved, man. I'm going to commit to a full season of MLS Fantasy. I've wanted to do a full season for a long time. I've dropped a lot of the other shit. I didn't play fantasy football this last year. I didn't play fantasy hockey this last year. I want to get into a fantasy league.
You're not even in the Squadcast FIFA league, are you?
I'm not in the Squadcast FIFA league. I am an alternate for the cup competition because I'm trying to get into the super. I'm trying to work my way back in. But I'm going to
join AC Milan apparently.
I'm on the list. There's a list.
Right.
You know, I respect the commissioner and I respect the commissioner's authority. I don't want to cut.
All
in front
hail
of
King Jerbear.
King Jerbear. I don't want to cut in front of the line. So Wakanda forever. You gotta be watching live. So the league code is TKKP7VAS. It's open right now. Go ahead and get in. I'm gonna make my team tonight or tomorrow. So hop on in there.
Get in there. I will say I will commit to more than 3 weeks of a fantasy league.
I'm gonna do the whole fucking season. Bell to bell.
I'll give you 3. I'll give myself 3 to 5.
You know what?
And then I'll forget one week and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go back.
If you happen to listen to this and you run one or you are a member of
just like my
one
diets.
of any of the other Galaxy podcasts,
it's like 3 to 5 weeks.
I want you to come in. I want you to fucking smash Ed for quitting and being lazy. For the honor of the show, sir, I want you to go bell to bell.
You know what?
I wish you had an enemy.
I'm afraid.
I wish you had a galaxy enemy, but that's not currently inside of this room.
Ben, you're more like frenemies.
But I wish you had an enemy where it was just like, I hope Baxter is listening to this, but you're not all that angry at him.
Well, he's probably on the LAFC fantasy league, but it's fine.
Honey child. So yes, TKK P7 VAS. League's wide open. Go ahead and get in there.
Get in, son. You know what? I will commit to playing, and if I stop playing, I will. That's fine too.
Boom. It's not better, but we'll take it.
I think that's it for Lars news, right?
That's it. We're all done.
Else?
Rolling out.
All right. Preseason's done. Real quick, because I think at this point, I don't give a shit about preseason anymore.
Sure.
Because season's here, baby. But let's talk about it, because we have to talk significant injuries to what was already kind of like a okay backline. You have Acosta going down for the season.
Yeah, that's a shame.
You had starting out the season, you had Insua coming in with an injury.
Steris is still coping.
You had Traore, who is still a little bit injured.
Efrain sounds like he's only going to be down a couple weeks, which is good.
About a month, I think they said.
Which is fine.
Yeah, man. I mean, how are you feeling about the preseason?
I loved it. Like, it didn't not as we ended up 2-1, 2-0-1.
No, I think it was like 1-1-1, right?
We beat Vancouver.
You counting that?
Well,
that was like a scrimmage, though.
Hell yes, it was.
I'm talking like official preseason games.
Then we're what, 1-0-1?
I think 1-1-1.
1-1-1. No, I'm fuck that. I'm taking my
Chicago.
Vancouver. If we lost the Vancouver game, I would scrub it.
Well, we lost to Toronto, and then we beat Colorado.
Yeah, I would scrub the Vancouver game if we lost, but we won, so I'm gonna count it.
All right.
So we got to end positive.
Positives, baby. Positives.
No, I like it. Not exactly what you would want in a lot of avenues. Defensively, still shaky, which we kind of knew we were going to be going in. It was nice to see. We had some bright spots. It was nice to see Giancarlo play on the left side of center back, because a certain partner we've been linked to would slot in at the right side of center back, and and Giancarlo looked competent playing the left side of the two center backs. So that's great. And Sua looks like a fucking hell of a player.
Wasn't he playing though left center back with Ceres at last season?
Yes. Well, I mean, he played a lot of right back, and then he played right center back.
Was it right center back?
Okay. Well, he played right center back when Polenta was pairing with him, because Polenta plays naturally played left center back.
I'm saying with Steris, it seemed like he was playing more of that.
But Steris, I genuinely don't remember. Steris typically would play on the right side of center back when healthy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like Giancarlo was a left center back when paired with Steris.
I genuinely don't remember. I can go back and look. And I'll try to actually go back and look while we're recording. But if we're replacing Steris, if we're replacing somebody at CB2, and there's a notable name we've been linked with I think it's Alan Franco.
You say Alan. I'm
gonna go with Alan just to be safe. I don't want to go too for like Frenchie, and it turns out it's nothing remotely close to Frenchie.
Well, he's Argentinian, so I mean, it's probably more Italian than anything.
Or German. Depending. But it's preparing ourselves for him to step right in, if that's the case. If it's not the case, that's still Steris's more natural side. So to see Giancarlo make some strides, and he still had some questionable moments, but to see him make some strides playing on the left side of center back is great. Steris comes back healthy and ready to go. He comes right into his right side of center back, which is phenomenal. And I'm if you don't mind, we can go from back to front. Depew. I think it's Depew. Nick Depew. Depew, man. I might be falling in love.
It's early stages of your man crush.
I might be falling in love.
Yeah.
He's my upcoming Galaxy crush who's of legal age. So
which is a first.
Usually.
Yeah.
So I have to. I'm gonna have to give it to him. 6'5".
You're usually man crushing on them like 16-year-olds.
We'll get there.
But if they all go to Germany now,
yeah,
so
we'll get there. No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Fuck that shit. 6 foot, every inch of 6'5", towering, no nonsense center back. Like, it's early. It's really, really early, and hopefully there's not too much of a hype train going on him, and everyone kind of tempers their expectations. But He looks the part. If this is what we end up having to go into the season with, he looks the natural Steris replacement part, who can come right in. Maybe
at least he looks capable.
He's like an early Daniel Steris.
Yeah.
Probably more fair. An early Daniel Steris who can come in when necessary, going to be able to help you out. I don't necessarily want to start him. I'm not going full bore with him, but if it came down to if it's US Open Cup and he's your starting center back, I'm okay with that right now.
Well, he's shown, and I mean, what he's played pretty much every single preseason game.
Yeah.
I mean, and
mostly out of injury heavy necessity, but yeah.
But it was never like, oh man, he looks out of depth.
You forget he's there.
Yeah.
Which is what I want out of a center back. I want to positively forget you're even there.
Yeah.
But you can't help but look around the field and notice the towering 6'5" center back.
I think he was like a converted forward. Like in his early career, he was a forward.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fan. He's a little at fault on the goal that Chicago had, and it's kind of tough to blame him. But he takes Giancarlo out of the play, takes Giancarlo and the guy, I forget his name, the Barrack who got the assist, kind of completely cleans him out. But and Azira was offside, so what are you going to do? But man, if that's the raw product, I can't wait to see him get honed into a GBS center back.
Right.
Like I can't wait to see him fit a system.
And he's only been with he came in last year with G2.
Year, yeah.
So I mean, it's not like he's had this tremendous time of being with the club, and if he's impressing this much to get that call up so soon.
Yeah, and even at G2 level, like we talked about it. I want to say it was later last year, go for an off-season show. There wasn't a lot coming up through the ranks for G2 that were kind of ready to go. He's probably your closest one. He was that guy who was a little on the border, and you want to make it work if you can. But yeah, he's just been phenomenal. He signed for Galaxy 2 March 8th of last year. So I mean, he's only in the organization for 10 months, 11 months, something like that.
It's coming up on a year. Yeah.
He's been absolutely phenomenal. Felcher was okay versus Chicago. He was fine.
I kind of want to give him a benefit of the doubt because he hasn't been with the team for like a week or whatever before that.
Thank Christ for that. I'm sure we'll get to that in a second. But he made a good save. He got a good toe block against Chicago, where it was like, Lars chanted a green card at him, and we got a lot of looks. First off, and Miss Melinda, I apologize because I know Matt and Andrew's mom is listening. So I'm, you know what? I'll just censor it so I don't get in trouble, because I don't know when I'll see you next. But Matt's mom used to hit us with back scratchers when we were kids, and I'm not trying to get on her bad side.
If you said certain words,
and that word's going to come up.
Yeah.
You looked around, and it really sounded like they were dropping an R word, an R bomb.
Riri.
It's too far. No.
So close.
You don't understand the strength of this woman's back scratcher. You don't want to mess with that. And that's where I used to watch a Super Bowl, and I'd like to watch a Super Bowl, there again.
I'm like, yeah, when's this time ever going to go to their house?
She'll bank it. No, that woman will bank it in the memory, and she'll wait till you walk through the door, and she'll wait till you sit down and get comfortable. And she'll be like, you want something to drink, Ed?
February 25th.
And she'll 2020 at, what time is it? 10:17
p.m.
No, you know what'll happen? She'll turn on the TV, and the live stream of this will just be playing on the television.
Matt says she's sleeping, but I'm a snitch on you.
Yeah. Hold on. I didn't say nothing.
I didn't say it either.
You said the other thing.
Riri.
Why are you saying it again? That's him, Miss Melinda. That ain't me. That is not me. Just to be certain. But like people started looking around because it sounded like that's what they were chanting. But then even worse. Oh, so I went to that game. Even worse, like, I don't know how you say this. There were a lot of people who clearly this was their first Galaxy game in a long time.
Yeah.
Who showed up for one specific player. And so Lars said, but what do you want us to do?
Chanting green card is first of all, it's kind of not great.
He got a green card. Why can't we celebrate his green card?
I think you could do it in ways where you're not chanting green card.
What? He got it. Hey, good on you. You're domestic now. You're one of us. He got a green card. Why shouldn't that be celebrated?
Yeah. I'm trying to think, what if you chanted domestic? But I think that might be questionable as well, too.
So, Rolf, we chanted green card at Rolf Felcher for acquiring his green card and removing himself from the international list. Thank God.
I think you got to put Felcher on like the early track to Lars Player of the Year.
If he finds himself another team, I'm on board.
He gets his green card, so he takes out that international spot.
Yeah.
He takes a pay cut.
Yeah.
I mean,
what more could you ask?
What more could you
ask for your starting?
I mean,
right
if he was free, I mean, yeah, but
take that Ashley Cole deal. Find somebody to pay you. That'll make you even better. But yeah, we chanted green card at him, and he seemed to genuinely enjoy it, which was nice. Julian Araujo played, I think, 18 minutes at left back, and he looked fine. I mean, as much as you could expect from a young right back.
Someone who's never played the position.
Never really played the position.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're testing out our potential left back depth already.
Well, it's tested, man.
Well, it's been this preseason alone. It's been Felcher, Insua, Cuello, Traore. No, he didn't play. Acosta, who's down. Araujo. We've cycled through so many different left backs, so it's nice to know that there are some options back there. At an absolute necessity, but a little concerning.
Yeah, that's like that's not even that necessary. That's just like, hey, we're just gonna plug and play.
Mm-hmm. You play wherever you can.
Yeah. You have Ben?
No, I was just gonna say, if you guys give me each one major takeaway from this preseason.
I would go first. I mean, Pavone looks already in midseason form.
Oh,
I mean, that looks.
I love that man.
Yeah.
I'm moist for him.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful creature.
Now we just need like people around him to like get to that level, and I think we'll be all right. It's a little concerning for me right now.
My major concern, and it popped up a lot in the Chicago game, the necessity to attempt to feed Hernandez a goal. Winning a game or losing a game in the preseason doesn't really matter. It's mostly about fitness, conditioning, the tactic, the plan, the program, moving as a unit. Like there's meaning to preseason games outside of wins and losses, which is why we count the Vancouver game when we get them.
All right.
If you were someone who tracked wins and losses in a preseason, we win that game 3-0. We win that game 3-1, maybe 4-1. If we're not specifically moving to get Hernandez a goal, I think Leggett has a chance where he's wide open and should take a shot. That he squares to Hernandez through like three guys, doesn't work. Cuello beats his defender by 3 or 4 steps. The keeper's kind of cheating towards Hernandez because he knows where it's going. If Cuello takes the shot, as you would imagine he would normally do, to the keeper side, but to the ground, he's at least going to make something out of it. He squares it he looks for Hernandez, squares it to Hernandez, and
now
the keeper literally gets hurt on that play. Like,
do you think that's more of these guys are like battered wife syndrome, where like Zlatan, they just still have like
they're so scared.
They're so scared, right? They're like, hey, you know what? He's our star striker. We just need to pass him the ball. Because if not, I'm gonna get yelled at.
In all honesty, I don't. And Hernandez is very vocal. Like, you can see that on the field. Hernandez is very, very vocal.
But
not in a negative way.
Yeah, I think it's different vocal from what Zlatan was vocal.
Not in a negative way.
What Hernandez is doing.
But more like, I don't think it's battered wife. I think it's a group. This is what or I shouldn't say what I think they think, but this is what I believe it is. The mentality is, once he gets that first one, we're off to the races. Like in
the first official one.
The first official one, because GBS confirmed he scored in the Vancouver game.
Hey, dude. Hey.
He said it. He said it in their.
What are you doing?
He said it in the press conference.
I know. I'm saying, like, what is he doing?
Oh, I don't know what he's losing his mind. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, I run the Galaxy. What do I care? I think the mentality is once he breaks his duct in a proper game, he's going to be off to the races. So the sooner we can kind of, if he got 1 or 2 and he got hot, ready to, I honestly don't think he's ready for the season based off of what I've seen so far. And it's not a slight, it's not a negative. I think every team we're playing knows, hey, he's kind of where it's going. We played a lot of Zlatan ball against Chicago.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's more of like these guys get into a routine of like, hey, this is what we need to do, instead of, I don't think that's the game plan, is what I'm saying.
No, I think it's a preseason tactic.
Yeah.
I think it's a preseason tactic. I think in a which is why it's nothing to really get all that stressed about. I think in a regular first team match, MLS game, we're playing Houston, Miami, whoever, Cuello has beat his defender and has a shot on goal. He's going to take it. You watch that highlight. That's a shot he takes 1,000 times over. Looking at especially the type of player Emil Cuello is, he takes that shot 1,000 times over. It's preseason. It doesn't really matter. Let's try and get, not only the guy who's wearing the captain's armband, but let's try to get the big designated player, the guy with the most stress on his back. Let's try to get him some goals and make it a little easier.
All right. We're going to move on. We're going to do a season preview. We're going to do a little Q&A. Ben's going to shout us some questions, and we'll try to aid them as good as possible.
All right, the first question is, and it's kind of a holdover from the preseason, is major injuries. So they tell us Jonah's going to be back, then they tell us he may not be back.
Well, he's already back.
Is he?
He's back in training.
He's back in training.
Is he back in full training though?
Yeah.
I thought he was just training off to the side. That's
They
what
said more.
before
They said more that. Well, they posted today that he was back in training. It seems, from what I read, more likely he'll play our home opener than he'll play away to Houston.
So we're coming into the season fit or mostly fit. No major injuries.
I'd say the team is what 90%, because you have the majority of your left backs all hurt or are coming back from injury. You have your most important midfielder out with injury.
Coming back from injury.
He's coming back.
Well, yeah. I mean, you would hope to see him.
He could probably go a preseason. He probably doesn't need a preseason.
It sounds like he could go against Houston if we absolutely needed him to.
But why?
But we don't absolutely need him to. So why concern ourselves with it? But what's the end of your question?
No, so I'm just wondering. So how you guys feeling health wise coming into the season?
I'm concerned about the consistency of injuries. Like it's pretty regular, and I don't know if it's the butcher that we're all supposed to fear and what have you. And I'm not slinging mud at anybody, but seemingly ever since he's taken over, like injuries are pretty regular and consistent. I'm not sure if fitness is exactly where it's supposed to be.
They hired that new sports science doctor guy, whatever, from Wolves. That maybe that'll help it out. But I mean, Acosta's injury, that's no one's fault. But well, they should have pulled him when he went down in the
First
beginning.
time around. We hired Phil Hayward,
Yeah,
the
from
sports
Wolves.
director of performance and sports science.
So, but Acosta goes down in that game, and then they keep playing him. So I'm assuming like maybe it wouldn't have been a tear, maybe it would have just been a strain, and
Wouldn't have been as bad.
he wouldn't have been out for the entire season.
Yeah. But again, I mean,
Because Acosta was your backup.
but again, I'm
100%.
he is the backup left back, and it's we said it last week. It's a dick move, but if you had to pick one person on the roster that you were perfectly okay with going down for the whole season, it's Danilo Acosta, and it sucks to say.
Well, yeah, I think you're okay with it because he's not going to get significant minutes.
If there's junk left back, I got an argument about this on Twitter today.
Yeah, you have Trier.
I would rather give it to the youth player than the guy you picked up, who for lack of a better phrase, was discarded from another poor defensive team in the league.
But that what his situation was more of that I don't think he got on with the coach.
Sure, but that doesn't matter left or right.
He's a good player.
He's a fine player. He came from a poor defensive team in the league, so I'm not heartbroken that he's gone down. And if Insua went down,
he did come to another team that is also poor defensively.
Yeah, but if Insua went down, like I'm jumping out of a window. If Traore went down, it's like we got Acosta. If Acosta goes down, I go we got Traore.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely helped that we had Traore back there.
It could be worse, is all I'm saying. He's someone where if it's him, you're like, it's a shame. I wanted to see what you could do.
I think for me, it's anytime any of like depth or any of the back line, like we're just so thin
because it's so suspect.
Exactly.
No, I get you, but I'm okay with, of all places, I'm okay with that spot.
Right, Benjamin.
All right, so we're going to start with the defense in our season preview. And of all the defenders, who do we need the most to have a career year for us to take the next step?
Alan Franco.
Of people on the roster.
Of current roster players?
Current roster players.
I mean, it's got to be Giancarlo.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be Giancarlo. He is, as of right now, he's the dude. Like,
but if he does have a career year, then I mean, what do we do when we get Franco? I mean, are we sitting?
We play the two of them.
Good,
yeah, you would sit Steris. And it's a shame. Like, there's no two ways about it. It will, especially in that scenario where Giancarlo Gonzalez is having a career year. He's had a decent career. So if he's having what would be a career year for him, I think the name of this episode is career year. And you're pairing him and a center back from Independiente, like a quality wise a better league. Like that's your dream ticket. Like if Giancarlo was better last year, we don't go out to LAFC. Done. Easy. So if it's Emiliano Insua, who I think is going to be amazing, Giancarlo Gonzalez having I'll say a very good year.
We just need him to even have a decent year.
Yeah, we need him to not be calamitous.
Yeah.
If Franco ends up getting done, and there's no guarantee that it will, but if Franco ends up getting done, and your only real question mark on your back line is Rolf Felcher versus Julian Araujo. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and I'm okay with just bringing in Araujo if Felcher's like, yeah, you know what, it's just another year with Felcher.
He's easier to bench now.
Yeah.
He's infinitely easier to bench now because he's cheap and he's not an international.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay, so who is most likely to have a career year?
Insua, maybe?
No, I mean, I think he's a Champions League winner. This is likely not going to be a career year.
Has he won the MLS Cup, though?
Well, that's the only title that actually matters, as we all know. I will take what I think will be a more...
and don't forget Bingham's included in defense. Goalkeepers and defense.
I don't think he's going to have a career year.
I think Bingham has actually looked... Chris will argue with this, but I think he's actually looked pretty damn good in the preseason. That one penalty he gave away...
Oh, no.
Yes. That was bad. But he's looked good so far. I think he's gonna have a big year, and he's gonna have a better defense in front of him. So I think he'll face less shots.
I think he learned Spanish too. So yeah,
he better have, because Steres looks like his job might be in jeopardy. So that whole back line is gonna be Spanish speakers.
Poor Danny.
I'm gonna take the really easy answer, and I think Julian Araujo has a career year. Like, I think that's a nice safe expectation. There's a lot of
too safe.
There's a lot of turmoil on the back line, so we'll see. I don't think Emiliano Insua has not won a Champions League, but he has won La Liga, the Copa del Rey, the Supercopa de España, and he's a UEFA Champions League runner-up in 2013.
Who hasn't?
Dime a dozen,
Yeah.
especially around the galaxy.
Yeah.
It's safe to say he's probably not going to have a career year. Giancarlo Gonzalez, nothing I've seen leads me to think so. Julian Araujo, the one person on the uptick. So I could see him getting better. Hopefully he's going strength for strength from last year.
He's got to see more minutes, though.
I think he will. I mean, we're calling for him to start. So I mean,
I would.
The likelihood that he has a career year if he becomes a starter, it only makes sense. So I definitely think we're going to see him make a huge transition. Hopefully lock down the starting spot by the end of the year.
Benjamin.
Ed.
Yes.
So like he said, by the end of the year, that was kind of my next question. By the end of the year, who is starting?
At right back?
Yeah.
I would hope it'd be Araujo. But then that would mean that Felcher, for the first month or whatever that he is starting, had a shitty, terrible start to the season.
Which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible.
I can absolutely see Araujo. I mean, he's getting call-ups. He's getting more attention. He's honestly a better defender than Felcher is. It's about, and what it comes down to, and this is the system that GBS plays, you need to cross the ball.
Yeah.
And last year, he could not do that.
Well, I would say he's at least arguably as good defensively. His position gets a little crazy sometimes, and sometimes he gets that, that youthful energy that gets a little overstimulated.
But I think that energy helps him if he does get in a bind. Say he does, maybe take 2 steps or a step more than he needs to. He can actually, close down the defender faster than Felcher can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be in his advantage. I mean, obviously he's still young. He's still only 18. He's going to learn how to be a better defender over time. Felcher's what, 28 now?
29.
29. He's not going to get better.
Well, for the style that GBS plays, yeah. I mean, defenders tend to peak around this time. Like, he should be moving into the height of his powers right around now. But given that very speed heavy, run heavy offense that GBS likes to play from the wingbacks, like, the other end is like you've seen, I think, as you're saying, like, we've seen what we're going to see.
Yeah.
We've seen what we're going to see from Felcher. Julian Araujo is 11 years. It's going to tell you a lot about GBS if he's saying, well, I'm willing to play my younger asset who I might develop because I plan to be here for a while. If you see a lot of Felcher, he may say, hey, well, I'm going to go with the older, more experienced, cool, calm head most of the time in Rolf Felcher, and maybe I'm not willing to risk so much on the youth prospect. If we see Julian play more, at least for me, it tells me that the coach is probably planning on being here for some time, wants to get around to developing this asset.
I agree.
All right, so overall takeaway from the defense going in, or give me a grade, a letter grade, A, B, C, D, of the defense as it stands right now, no Franco, going into the season.
Solid B.
Yeah, I mean, your upgrade has been left back. I mean, it's been an upgrade just by subtraction of getting rid of your. But bringing in Insua, I mean, obviously he's gonna be top defender in this league. My problem is still no depth at center back.
3/4 of the back line is the exact same from last year.
And a team that gave up 60+ goals last year?
59.
Okay, so close. 60 goals. Close. 59. Yeah, you literally gave me the exact answer. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't give me confidence, man.
Do you think we give up less than 59 goals?
Yes.
Significantly?
Maybe not.
Probably not significant. Well, I think we'll somewhere in the neighborhood 10 goals.
Okay,
I think 10 goal
so
margin.
what would you if you're the odds maker, what would you put the over under for total goals given up by the Galaxy this year?
48.
49, yeah, somewhere right around there.
And I would probably go over.
Which is, I mean, it still isn't stellar, but 48. I probably take
and
over.
It's and it's early. Again, it's preseason. There's been I think two of the preseason games give up a goal in like the last 5 minutes of the game. The last 10 minutes of the game.
The Chicago game is completely falling asleep and being exhausted at the end of a game. Like that's that equalizer.
And this back line to me is still suspect. Because you have Giancarlo who's still questionable. You have Stairs who, for some reason, we still question, even though it's back of our mind. You have that you bring it up often, Chris. Like, when is it going to drop?
You're always waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
But this will be the season where if we see this similar production as we got from last year, you have to admit Steris has just evolved. He's grown. He's producing more. Much like with Felcher, he should be around the age where he's coming into his best years. It's the best. He's 29 years old.
Yeah.
This should be, as a center back, the time he starts to thrive and does as well as he's going to do.
And it's not a pacey back line. So with these teams who
Franco isn't the quickest person
who's
in the world.
bringing in the teams that have been upgrading and bringing in Central and South American players. It might be a long season when it comes to, if this is our back line going forward, it might be a little troubling.
Okay, right to left, give it to me.
Give it to me one more time.
I think you see them right now. What you see
is it?
Yeah.
Talk,
I think Araujo sits in the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the back line you see.
100%.
So you don't think Depuy's earned a spot in starting?
It's early, man. It's so early. And it's, again, preseason. You have to take everything with a grain of salt, man.
It depends on when Steris is healthy. Like, as of right now, he's the fucking dude. He's the man. I didn't see anything on when Steris is supposed to be fit. But if it's as it stands right now, I mean, he has to be starting. He's your CB3 because we've signed nobody else. So if we need some, whether it's Alan Franco or whomever else, like if it's not going to be Nick Depew.
After that, who do you have?
Nick Depew.
I mean,
Perry Kitchen, apparently.
There's nobody.
There is no one else. Yeah.
There's nobody.
There's no one else. That's the option.
So I take his B. I would take it down to a C.
Tuck.
Their quality of play over preseason, I'll give them a B. Readiness, preparedness, C is your best option. If Nick Depew, someone you just signed to a first team deal, goes down, you're playing 3 at the back. Like you're moving Emiliano.
Apparently, yeah, Cuello's gonna play.
Well, you're moving Insua inside, and you're playing
Cuello as your left back. Yeah.
You're playing Araujo. It looks like at left, or you probably play Felcher at left back and play Araujo over at right back. It was interesting in the Chicago game. Araujo played left back to see what he could do. 17 minutes give or take, to see what he could do over there as an option in a game that absolutely doesn't matter. And we kept Felcher over on the right side. Lets you know Felcher's likely going to start. Araujo more the question mark. To answer your question, starting lineup's going to, as of right now, it's going to be Felcher, Depew, Giancarlo, and Emiliano Insua.
It's rough, man. Sounds rough.
Depew's the fucking truth, man. I know you didn't get to see a lot of the preseason, but I'm high on the kid.
Could he be the next Steris? The next guy coming up from the.
Oh,
or
absolutely.
Maybe a better thing would be like, could he be the next Chris Albright? Converted forward to defender.
But Albright was on the outside.
Yeah, Albright was
outside back.
Yeah.
As a center back, I mean, he could.
But Albright was very successful when
it's
they moved.
really, 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 really early.
It's so early
to say, hey, this kid with 3 preseason games is going to be the next starting center back.
Has he
Crown him,
played
man.
in MLS?
He is the next
He's USL only.
defender of the year, man. Right there.
Calling it now.
All right.
All right, moving on to the midfield. We'll start with the exact same question. Who is the most important cog outside of Jonah
Oh, I was like, what a wasted
I know,
question.
what a
in the midfield?
I mean, are we?
I'm gonna let you
I
talk
mean-
about Pavone for 5 minutes, and I'm gonna go pee.
Well, this,
Yeah, I'm like,
And then I'll
because
come back.
Pavone's
I'll come back and take
yeah,
someone
no,
else.
we're playing a 4-3-3, so we're counting Pavone with the forward crew.
Then it's gonna have to be legit, man.
Well, and this is I guess this is my main question is that, well, first, what three are we starting? Because they've played so many different three in the preseason, and they've honestly, dude, Clutch just looked really good. Is he starting?
And
Corona gonna
that's
start?
the thing,
I
man.
mean-
He has looked good.
You had that Corona, Leggett, and Jonah midfield that played so well last year. You know, do they carry that
I would
over?
honestly, I kind of fear for a legit starting spot. Because I think Corona's definitely the better defender. You're gonna have Legit, who's gonna be up there with Jonathan. And I'm a little afraid for. I mean, it's good for us. I mean, that's depth, because Legit literally can come in for anybody on the wing. He can come in for anybody in the center. He can come in even for playing up top. I can't believe I'm actually advocating. I think Kleshin might be one of those starting three in the middle.
Sasha's a fucking boss, man.
He's looked probably the best.
You should. Oh, you guys, you should have been at the Chicago. You should have seen how like confused Lars was to celebrate that dude's goal.
I wanted him so badly to do the karate kick celebration.
I tweeted him immediately after. I was like, "You promised at the Christmas party for your first goal you would do the karate kick."
And he did a little jump thing.
He does a little like, which he used to do over at the Goats. Good for him.
He ain't as young as he used to be, man. I mean, that could have
He
been
might sprain something.
hammies, dude. Yeah, you know.
It's a low karate kick
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
It's like a shin kick.
Who did you take in the midfield?
That's an Ed kick.
You took Sasha.
Well,
I was
just
saying
talking
how I
about-
think Legit.
What's the ruling on Pavone? We're
Yeah,
passing
he's
over.
forward.
Okay.
I think Legit might be seeing his starting spot dwindle away a little bit.
He's not been great at all. Like he is consistently inconsistent, but he's inconsistent like you would expect from Julian, or he's inconsistent like you would expect from Didi Traore or Efren.
But I was saying how having Legit on the bench is not terrible, because you can have him come in for literally your front six,
Mhm.
any of those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, not.
No, even at forward. Apparently, he's in training been training as a forward option.
Because we don't have.
We don't have a. Oh, fuck that. We're on the Gordon Wild train, sir.
No, we have the Dunbar,
And Zubac.
Cameron
Yeah.
Dunbar, baby.
We have Gordon Wild. Come on.
Dude, we have Zube. We'll be fine.
Oh, my boy.
Zube, I like that.
Leggett is he fills in. He's a jack of all trades, master of none. Like he's not outstanding at anything. He's not a great right winger. He's not a great attacking midfielder. He can give you a game every now and again. He kind of shows up and produces in those spots.
I think that injury, man, it did him in. Like
It's really slowed a lot of progress.
Yeah.
But it's
he
just
looked like he was getting to that point where he was our third best player, game in, game out.
Mhm.
And
ever
now
since that,
it's like, well, he's there.
sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes he's very busy, very active, but like not a lot ever really seems to get done. None of the glamour moments, not getting a lot of goals or a lot of assists.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was gonna make a point. Like, it's his play leads to nothing. Like there's no numbers and he needs to be the guy who's top 3 putting in numbers on our team.
And Sasha, and I'm not necessarily advocating starting Sasha over Sebastian, but Sasha's looked he's looked really focused
good,
and looked really good.
And I've been hating this move entirely.
Look at the pass. You've been hating on the Sasha move.
I mean,
I don't internally.
it's
you got to do it internal because everybody loves it.
It's a struggle, man.
But look at the goal, or it's not a goal. I think he just gets he gets a chance out of it. Where the Galaxy posted it because they don't really care about the chance that we took. They care about the Chicha pass. But the little back heel he does. Sasha never slows down.
Yeah.
Like there's already a level of chemistry building in training between some of the attacking players where he knowing that for that pass to get off in that moment, it's going to have to be quick. It's going to have to be, something where they're all on the same page. Sasha just keeps on running and Hernandez manages to get that ball into him and they get it. I think Hernandez takes a shot actually. And it's saved.
Hey, Jesus on our live chat on youtube.com/Riot Squadcast. Join us, man. Tuesday nights, dude. We're here. He says, legit, the Dave Romney of the midfield.
I assume that's a compliment.
I think you can take it either way.
We respect Dave Romney in this house.
Yeah.
It's the original Big Dick Dave Romney.
Big D.
I like Big Dick. It's just
Big Dick. We gotta keep PG for the kids, man.
Big Dick Bingham was getting chanted from 138 against Chicago, and he seemed to laugh. He seemed to chuckle a little bit. So I think he heard that one. But yeah, I'm concerned about Sebastian. Wasn't blown away this preseason, and he become much like Rolf Felcher. He is in a more attractive trade piece. He isn't a GBS guy. Corona's the GBS guy. He doesn't play defensive midfield, but Corona can play defensive midfield. Kitchen is a natural defensive midfielder. So if you want to free Jonathan up to do that running, Kitchen's your guy that can stay home and just kind of destroy. Leget's that one you want to be running all over the place, and it's one of those MLS tropes of like, oh, he's really busy, he's really energetic. That's what you're supposed to get out of Leget, and it just never really comes to anything. So yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes a tradable asset this year, especially if we have the ability to lock someone else up if there's someone on the horizon. He is a domestic, which makes it hard. He is depth in a lot of positions, which kind of makes moving him difficult. I think this is a really, really, really big year for Sebastian Lletget. It kind of has to be.
That's I don't really see it as a trade piece per se. I think it's more of you have that depth on your bench. Like other than him, I mean, you really don't have anyone who's coming on as an attacking option.
But if he's a at least an on the bubble national teamer, how long is he going to want to sit on the bench?
How long can he sit on the bench?
Or he could see it as,
behind Sasha Kljestan.
Or see it as an opportunity to win a spot and hopefully play better.
Yeah, but how many 20? How old is he? Is he? I want to say he's 28.
Yeah, I think he's 28.
Let me fucking pull it up.
See, that's why we need Alexa.
Yeah. He's 27. So it's like he'll
be 28 this season though.
He'll be 28 September 3rd.
Yeah.
He has to be playing.
This is it. Yeah.
But at 27, he has to be playing. 27 on the bubble national teamer. In World Cup qualifiers, he has to be playing every week.
I don't think he's on the bubble. I think he's a Berhalter dude.
Even as a Berhalter dude, how can you not be playing in a World Cup qualifier year at 27? Like, no disrespect to Sebastian Lletget, he's not going to the World Cup at 31 or 32. This is his World Cup. This is it.
Yeah.
And he's one of those kids who kind of land in that cycle, and some people get the DeMarcus Beasley like 9 World Cups, and some people only are really available for 2 or 3. This is his World Cup if he's going to go. It's Qatar. He has to be playing. Right now, attacking midfield is his zone, and he's not great at it. Outside of that, you're a depth piece. You can't have people calling for Efrain to start over you. At 27.
I think
in
at
a
this
World
point,
Cup qualifier year.
Honestly, on this Galaxy team, I think he is a depth piece.
Right now, he's a starter. Right now, I think he's right now, I'm not sure Sasha has locked at what is he, 34? I'm not sure Sasha's locked that spot down over him just yet. But it's not nearly as far as it should be.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as far as it absolutely should be for someone who's been on the roster for 3-4 years. But he's a previous administration guy, and he's not lighting the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my 2 cents, I think Seba will figure it out. I think he'll be fine. I think Kljestan he's 34. You know, I mean, he's gonna need somebody else to play. There's plenty to go around. So my next question.
He's looking like he's trying to play every game.
Yeah,
he's looking like he's making a move for it.
He is, dude. But we'll see come the middle of July if he's still looking like he's gonna play every game.
That's the way it has to be.
It has to be, yeah.
That's the way it has to be.
Should never have
and that's what we want, right? We want that competition. We want those guys to go into practice knowing, hey, I need to perform.
I mean, that's what happened, in his last year with us, with Omar. Like, he didn't care.
Yeah. You know what I did like about Sebastian really quickly? When Katai got subbed off versus Chicago, Sebastian moved to the right. And who was it that came in? Cuello moved to the left. And Pavone moved inside and played the 10. It was beautiful. You can tell he's very comfortable playing wide and kind of cutting in and dragging defenders with him.
Well, I think it's his better position.
Yeah, what's something he can work. It's another option. So if we're rumored to this Jurgen Damm, if a winger like Jurgen Damm takes place,
Atlanta's now the front.
But if a winger like I could rant on Jurgen Damm I have people being like, we should sign him, and I get why we should sign him.
People I trust call him the Antuna 1.0 version.
This is.
All right, wait, no, we're not.
No, yeah, we got to,
yeah. We're already like about 10 minutes behind where we should be. So I'm gonna run through the midfield. I want expected goals but you guys a realistic expected goals number. All
Okay.
right. So we'll start right there with Seba. Tucker, what do you think expected goals?
5.
And what would be a good season?
I mean, 8 or 9. I don't expect it. It's not someone you expect a ton from.
Yeah.
You want him to chip in a couple every now and
But if
again.
he's going to play that number,
He's playing
10
attacking
role,
mid,
He can play that
it's-
attacking role. He
I think 9's a good number for
Yeah,
him.
I say you need to be like 9 or 10 and 10.
Yeah, you
to-
need,
in
I
that
think
role.
as that position, you have to have a 10-10 season
Yeah.
at least.
All right. How many do you think Jonah gets, Ed?
Jonah, I think Jonah. That's the thing is, he hasn't really shown that
And-
he's
And
putting up goals.
Sorry, let me interrupt you real quick. I'm going to say goals and assists.
I think he has. I'm gonna go with Chris. I think he has 5 goals.
And
I
assists.
think 5 would be great for him. What does he have? I think he has 3 goals for the
Yeah.
Galaxy in all his time here.
But I think he's gonna be expected to contribute more in that aspect.
He should be able to, yeah.
I think he triples the goals. I think he has like 13, 15 assists.
Tuck. Joey Beers, goals and assists.
Joe Corona? 2. If
I
he's
know,
lucky.
yeah, I'm like 1.
Yeah, on a good day, he'll get 2. In his entire career, Jonathan has 18 goals and 16 assists. Like, not someone who lights up the whole world. He's an okay guy. Corona, I don't have his stats at the top, right at the tip
Yeah, I
of my
think
fingers,
with-
but I would
with-
assume it's close.
With Jonah though, it's more of like the things he does off the ball.
He's that third
Yeah.
assist.
Yeah.
He's the same way Landon broke the assist record. He's the assist that doesn't necessarily make it on the screen every time.
All right. Ed, I'm going to say Perry Kitchen, goals and assists.
0
Does he
and
score?
1.
Does he? You think he gets 1 assist?
I can see him getting 1. Yeah,
He can get like
he's
a-
set
I
piece
think
guy.
He's
piece,
gonna get
yeah.
like 3. He's gonna luck his way into like 3, I think.
Wow, it's crazy. Put that into context. How many goals Dave Romney got in one season?
Yeah.
In like one half season.
I don't think he sees as much minutes as he would probably like. He's gonna be someone who comes on when Corona gets injured or gets like a game suspension or something like that.
Someone to shut it down. I don't know. I think we could see a good year from Perry. Like he played a lot in preseason. He was decent versus Chicago. He seems to be getting back to his like no nonsense roots.
You know what? He's pretty good with a ball over the top.
Yeah, and not.
I can see 2 to 3.
You know what
assists.
I
Yeah.
did like. I'm gonna go back and give some praise to my boy one more time. When Sasha and Perry were matched up at center mid in Chicago, like they played that fulcrum where even Perry Kitchen was going up, and the moment Perry went up, like Sasha has that old mind, that experience, been around a couple times. Moment Perry Kitchen goes running in a place he has absolutely no fucking business running to, Sasha's like, let me drop back,
yeah.
let me drop just above the center backs, let me drop back and help out because my job is to wait for the counterattack. Perry's gonna get no goals and probably no assists. Maybe 1 assist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna luck his way into more than 1.
No.
All right. We'll go with your boy Question since you brought him up, Tuck. Goals and assists.
Sasha, what's the record? Sasha's gonna. I think Sasha ends up with like 4 or 5, something moderate, nothing crazy.
Goals?
Goals, yeah. Contributions altogether, he may end up with like 7 or 8 assists.
And Ed, how about Ephra when he gets back? Or is he getting back?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
only gonna be out for
like-
like 2
like a
weeks,
month.
2
I
3
thought
weeks.
I thought it was a ligament injury.
Turned out to be much better than they thought it was gonna be.
Okay.
So it's like 2 or 3 weeks.
I don't honestly. I don't see a big year from Ephra.
If you count all competitions.
All competitions. 3 goals,
Assists?
4 assists, maybe 3 and 3. I don't think it's.
I'm not nearly as high on Efrain Alvarez as a lot of people.
I
But you don't need to be. He's 18.
yeah.
He's a child.
Not even 17 still.
He's a baby. He's a baby. He'll be fine.
Tuck, you expect anything out of Cuello this year?
I hope he has a nice career year. Yeah, you're right. He's still 17. It looks like GBS likes him. He keeps bringing him on. He keeps giving him opportunities, and he does something with it. He's very efficient with the minutes he gets.
Isn't he like Argentinian?
Probably bad to say. He looks it, doesn't he? I don't want to say it, but
I
he
think
kind of
was
looks
even
it.
in the Boca Academy.
That's what it's. That's what we're saying, but I don't know.
Yeah, he is Argentinian. It does not appear like he was in Boca's academy, but no, I still seems like a G2 player. It's a shame, but it does look like the coach likes him, and with the limited options we kind of have, he's going to be left wing depth. I'm not sure he gets a ton of goals. Maybe very good on the assists. He does like to shoot. We're going to need people besides Hernandez to shoot.
I do
Cuello-
like that he'll
Cuello has
he'll
that.
take the shot out the outside the box.
More often than not, he is willing to shoot.
I do like that.
Versus Chicago, not so much, but more often than not.
Okay, so Tuck, we're gonna go hockey line style. Give me.
Now you're talking my language.
Give me your top three, second three.
Oh, top three.
Like
left to right, right left.
Either way, but in an actual formation that you would play, like hockey, like a full on line change.
Oh yeah, if you're still sticking at a 4-3-3, I don't necessarily think we end up playing 4-3-3. I think we'll settle on the same Zlatan like 4-2-3-1. But in a 4-3-3, left to right, you got obviously Pavone, Chicha.
We're
so
gonna
to call him.
Yeah, we're gonna no. I'm talking like just as far as midfielders go.
Center mid.
Yeah, give me your. We're gonna count Chicha and Pavone up top. Give me your three midfielders on your first line, your three midfielders on your second line.
Well then I'll do left, right, and empty buckets and send back just over the back four. I would do Corona on the left, Jonathan on the right. Probably actually end up swapping those, and I don't know. Well, if I'll do a 4-2-3, if I do my middle three attacking, because I guess that's more how it breaks down in my head. Middle three attacking right now is Corona, Jonathan, and Leggett in the hole, beneath Javier Hernandez.
Now, is that your top three?
Right now, yeah.
Okay.
Right now, yeah.
Okay, give me a second line then.
Kleshchin in the hole, still over Efrain.
Your U.S. Open Cup lineup, basically.
My U.S. Open Cup line. That's the beauty of this team right now is we're not that far between. We're not that far between the two.
We'll get to the Open Cup. We will. Promise.
No, I mean that's basically what your second line is.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Leggett in the hole under Hernandez.
Kitchen. Cuello.
Center mid.
No, it'd be on the outside.
It would be. Oh God. I guess it would be Sasha, Kitchen.
Oh yeah.
In the middle with Efrain in the hole under Hernandez. That would be if you need to swap out and you can't use two people twice or the same person twice. Efrain in the hole under Hernandez. Perry Kitchen and Sebastian, or Perry Kitchen and Sasha Kleshchin as my second one, and then Jonathan, Corona, and Leggett as my first one.
Ed, any changes that you?
It's crazy that you're gonna pair
Sasha.
a guy who's literally twice the age of the other guy.
Yeah. Oh, what's crazy for me is in this scenario, I'm pairing someone who in my head still registers as a Chivas USA player with someone who registers as a DC United player. Yeah. Like that's still really difficult in my head.
That's a little weird.
But what are you gonna do?
Any changes to that, Ed, or is that?
No, man, that's.
That's pretty solid, man.
Yeah.
When you look at that, I mean, there's serious depth right there, man.
It's the only place where we're deep is in center midfield.
But that's been the case for 2 years now, where we had
further back. That's Bruce's whole
We've had
game.
9 center midfielders for the last 5 years.
Remember, Marcelo Sarvas was a bench player when we signed him. Like a lot of people's favorite center midfielder that we've had over their time. He was a bench player when we signed him. Couldn't get a game. Like it was because it was Juninho and Beckham. Like the one place we're usually regularly pretty deep is that center mid.
Yeah.
And that tradition's, continued in a really, really, really nice way.
All right, so moving on to the forwards.
Kichan. He is the truth, the way, and the light, my friend. Everything you need is Christian Pavone.
Ed?
What's the question?
It doesn't matter. Christian Pavone is the answer.
The most important person to perform this year for us to be successful.
Katai.
I like that.
If he doesn't perform, we're gonna be fucked, man. It's just plain and simple. Pavone's gonna perform. Hernandez is gonna perform. The one that is still a question mark, even with those preseason games, the one question mark is gonna be Katai. He's got to have a huge year in order for us to.
What's huge in your mind?
I mean, he's got to have double-digit assists easily. He's got to have close to 15. Because that's Hernandez is going to be feeding off of those. It's the way we're going to be playing. It's what it seems like we're going to be playing a lot on the outside, a lot crossing in the ball again. You saw Hernandez drop back a little bit, try to get that ball in the middle, but if Katai is not successful, it's going to be a long year.
Tucker, the most important person to perform for us to be successful.
I mean, I'll take the obvious and say Christian Pavone. I mean, he is phenomenal at this level. He's second to none, and just in what we've seen so far in a preseason. And if I learned anything from Zlatan, I'm going to push my disbelief to the side really, really early and just get on the bandwagon. I think Baxter said it, and I'm gonna co-sign his opinion. That was one of the nicest goals I have ever seen live in my life.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, he destroys 5 players from Toronto, eats 5 players from Toronto. If you saw the preseason game against Chicago, what was the kid's name? I wrote it down somewhere. Bronico. He's a center midfielder from Bronico, center midfielder for Chicago. I mean, just abuses him all night, over and over and over again.
Oh, they're right back.
He's a center mid, but he was doubled over to cover. He was
the
guy that was assigned to cover Pavone.
Yeah.
And he skins him over and over again. The moment that guy, Bronico, the moment he figured out, oh, what Pavone's going to do, he's going to cut inside, he's going to dance a couple times, he's going to go wide and then cross the ball in. What did Pavone do? He went wide, cut the ball right back inside on him. Like he's thinking faster than you. His body moves faster than you. He's more talented than you. He knows it. Like the worst part is he's fully aware of how much better he is than you. And he's young enough to just abuse you over and over again. If Pavone has the Hernandez deal is someone who doesn't create for himself. He's a finisher. He's a poacher. He finishes the chances that other players on his team create. That's why Ed's not crazy to say Katai is so important. I don't understand we know Pavone's going to be good and we know Hernandez is going to be good. So Katai is the guy. I don't understand that part, but I think
it's the truth though.
Sure.
Come on.
The reason I can't give it to you is you're saying like, well, Hernandez is super important, but I believe he's going to be great. Pavone's super important, but I believe he's going to be great. So this third guy.
Well, my more thing is that you're not worried about them performing.
I'm not as worried about Hernandez. I'm cautiously optimistic on Hernandez because everything I saw in preseason leads me to be a little concerned. But I'm also of the opinion that he is a quality player. So the moment it happens, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I believe there's an inevitability to him figuring it out. And once it gets figured out, like he'll be fine. He'll be off to the races. But every like calm, logical part of me is like, you're the only forward, and I didn't see you score one time. And everyone tried to feed you a goal for an entire fucking game, and I didn't see you score one time. So I cautiously optimistic. I believe he's going to figure it out. I do think Katai is going to be very important because of all the attention Pavone's going to draw, because of all the attention Hernandez is going to draw. But Pavone, he's everything. He's all I need.
All right, so let's go through it. Let's go through goals and assists up top. We'll start with Katai. Ed?
I think he has a 15-15 season.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Well, you saw 10. He came in first in games. He had 10 goals and assists or whatever it was, and now he has a full preseason. He's gonna have arguably people who are gonna be actually running and not
Chicago?
just stationary.
Yeah.
I think he has a huge year.
Katai. That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, sorry.
Are you answering for Pavone?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I think I kind of figured halfway through his answer.
So did I. I was
Sorry,
like,
for some reason I still had Pavone in the mind.
I was like, there's a chance he is not answering the right
I'm
person.
so sorry for Katai.
And way to take the whole,
Took the whole.
Yeah,
We're fine. We got time, Ben. Don't worry.
Well, I want to give Chris Hernandez. That's why. We'll see where that answer goes.
I go with Katai.
Katai, I think 9 and like 14.
That's still a pretty big year.
I think he has to.
All right.
I think he has to have a huge year.
So Tucker, that leaves you with Chicharito.
Since Ed somehow did Pavone and Katai.
Yeah. You like that? I didn't mean to talk.
I really didn't.
I
still had Pavone in my mind.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, Pavone's always on my mind. So.
Can I comment on Katai a little bit?
No, man.
Just real brief.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead. You comment on actually Pavone and Katai.
Alessandrini did like 13 and 11 in his best season. I think Katai could mirror that. I genuinely, because there's going to be so much more open space. Alessandrini's season was 2017. Like we were obviously slowing down pretty drastic, and he was still finding ways to get it done. I think we're going to be a more mobile team. I think that fits Katai's build really, really well. There's going to be enough threats to kind of draw attention. And to your point about him being the most important offensive player, we've talked about it a lot. You can only guard so many people. I think he's that odd man out. and he is willing to shoot from inside. He's willing to shoot from the penalty box. Like he's willing to take a shot more so than I think some of the other guys, where he's going to be more concerned about himself. So I think he could mirror Alessandrini's best season, which I think for Galaxy fans still kind of hurting about Alessandrini, that would be that'd be good for all involved. The big dog, Chicha, as they call him.
You got to eat, man. What do you got?
He's got to eat. Big dog's got to eat. We talked briefly when we first
George Roman Reigns with Chicharito on the face.
Get it done. George is back, by the way. We had some people inquiring about George because he disappeared for a while. Just school and life getting hectic as it does for all of us.
We got Chad in on the preseason game.
Yeah, so he's back. He may be back this week. I don't know, but he's back. We talked to Hernandez when he first signed on, and kind of how we thought that would go. I think it's entirely in the realm of possibility. He's a 30-goal scorer.
It's your epic music.
Is it my epic music? Oh, this is not going to be epic at all. It's going to be boring. But
he's like, and I'm done.
Yeah. No, we talked about him potentially being a 30 goal scorer for the Galaxy, which would be astounding. But Vela did 34 and 10. I genuinely think it's not crazy that Hernandez gets 40 goal scoring contributions between the two. I think Vela had an outstanding season in 2019 when he did. I'm actually not expecting him to get anywhere near those returns because they're going to have some defensive troubles.
Yeah, and the year before he had like
14
goals. Yeah, so
not anything crazy. Because of all the attacking weapons and the what we'll have available to us, and what appears to be the attacking core getting their chemistry down a lot earlier than everyone else, than the defensive and the back line. I think 40 goal scoring contributions from him isn't crazy. And I at all wouldn't be surprised. And I said in an earlier episode, I wouldn't be shocked if he ended with you may as well turn that music off. But I told you it's going to be boring. I wouldn't be surprised if I like how I'm in the wrong for answering your question as it was posed to me.
You should have done better, Chris.
Yeah,
That's
apparently. Ben, who are you taking?
For what? The most important person?
Yeah.
It's obviously Pavon.
GBS. Yeah, let me take the easiest person. I said earlier I wouldn't be surprised if he ended the season with single digits and a stupid amount of assists, just because of the changing leagues and everyone being so focused on him. You could see in the Chicago game he was marked by 5 people in the box, like they're watching him. But he moves so well. He's clearly such an intelligent player. I think as the season gets going, we're going to have hat tricks, regular braces. I genuinely believe we're going to see some real great stuff out of this
Call
kid.
him the dentist because he's going to be the braces.
I like it.
Be the orthodontist.
That's good.
Whatever.
In his first season,
Fuck you, Ben.
40 goal scoring contributions. I'm going to say 35 goals and 5 assists.
Ooh.
Why 35 goals?
That's one more than.
Give me that record back.
Yep.
Give me that record, period. I want that record on the Galaxy. So yeah, 35 goals. Javier Hernandez. Write that shit down right now.
That was shocking. I thought he was going to go 20.
Nah. You have faith, man. Negativity is what drags you.
You were the one who's been negative 5 minutes ago.
How?
You're like, well, I don't know.
Right.
Hasn't looked too good in preseason.
He didn't look good in preseason. But cautiously optimistic.
All right.
I'm hopeful for him.
So to all the listeners out there, just
positive energy from my brother.
Just so you know, we will have very specific predictions on the Patreon show. So if you're a Patreon member, look for that coming out later this week.
I try to put them on Fridays, but I forget. So they usually go up on Saturday night at midnight.
As Jared Power 123 posts in the live chat, most important performer for 2020, it's got to be Bingham. If it ain't Bingham, none of the rest of it matters.
I think he's gonna have a big year, man. I think he's gonna have a big year.
I think he just needs to have a good
35.
Year, I think Ben needs to have another I think he might even have
Bingham.
No, but I said Ben. I think you might have another bet on your hands. I'd say this team has 10 clean sheets.
Oh, hey, take it easy. Let's not jinx anything. All right.
That doesn't seem crazy.
I mean, we had 8 last year.
It doesn't.
We had
Especially if you get in before we sign Franco. If you get in before we sign the center back, then you'll be all right.
We'll talk all that on the Patreon show. So what I want from you guys right now is an overall record and a conference placing.
Jesus.
I think how many wins did we have last year? 17?
I'm sure Ben has it ready.
We had 16. Yeah. We went 16 wins, 15 losses, 3 draws.
I think we have 18 wins. Well, it's 34 games, right?
Yeah.
18 wins. Damn. 18 wins, 7 draws, 9 losses.
Tucker?
That's 34, right? Someone help me out. The math.
Maths is hard, man.
I'm gonna say I have no idea, so I'm not gonna make it clear that I can't count. I don't know. I think we're gonna do better than the 16 wins we had last season. I would expect. Not sure we break the 20 win mark. That would be a pretty astonishing season for us.
That's way too many draws. We don't draw games. What am I doing?
We might. This thing, draws aren't bad on the road. It's
But that's not GBS's stuff.
It's giving away potential wins. And definitely from what I saw this preseason, like we have the ability to give up late goals.
Yeah.
Exact same as last year, exact same as the year before, exact same as the year before. Like something systematically seems like an issue. But 18 sounds solid. 18, 19, 21, probably a stretch goal. I don't think we're defensively sound enough to do anything better than that. I'll take a solid 18, 19.
All right, and where do we finish in the Western Conference?
Third.
I want to say first, and I will say first because I can't bring myself to say second. So we'll finish top of the West.
All right, excellent, and we will have more expanded predictions in the Patreon show.
Patreon.com/Riot Squadcast.
So moving on to Houston. Ed.
This Saturday, 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
If you've noticed, if you checked out any of the Lars or ACB's social medias, you'll see there's like 20 to 25 viewing parties that you can go to.
There's a ridiculous amount.
I mean, there's 2 in Long Beach alone,
yeah.
so.
Which I really appreciate.
Get out there, man. Mingle. Season's here, baby.
Mingle and swingle, baby.
Go out, have some fun, have some drinks responsibly. This Houston team, not really much changed.
They brought in Darwin Quintero. That's kind of their big acquisition. Hey, a kid did pretty well for me in the Squadcast FIFA league.
It's a video game.
Well, it took my innate
You can score 20 goal season with Ethan Zubak in FIFA.
Can and have.
Yes. New coach, Tab Ramos.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Not much has changed though.
Yeah, they finished the 2019 season 12, 18 and 4. So like out of the playoffs, I think they finished 11 points behind the Galaxy, which is pretty wild. They have a 10-3. They had a 10-3 and 4 home record last season, compared to our 5-10 and 2 on the road. So probably more than likely in Houston's favor. But granted, we're going to play a little different. We're set up a little differently than we were last time around, and it's pretty much going to be a home game for us. You can probably imagine.
Oh yeah,
a lot of Dynamo fans going to be there, but there's going to be another an element that will be live.
And just be real, dude. Why you got to be all like
love is the element I'm in. Captain Planet. Should do your research.
Again, I think it's with Houston. It's their one main attribute they have is they have fast players,
and
that's
the way they're built.
We have a backline who are not fast.
Yeah, they finished with a -10 goal differential last season. They conceded 59 goals, the exact same amount we shipped. So if you want to compare and contrast, not very good defensively, obviously.
No, and again, they really haven't upgraded. So it's basically the same
outside
team.
of Darwin, yeah.
It's a very winnable game.
It should be one that we're shooting for.
And are we not glad that we're getting the Houston game out of the way early?
Then when it's nice and cold.
Usually, it's back in Houston in the dead of summer, and a noon game. At least it's now it's gonna be end of February where it's not gonna be hot. Our guys can actually probably perform, and not get tired by the 35th minute.
Let me see. I think they have a quick weather forecast. They're expecting 74 degrees high that day. Oh, zero chance
beautiful. That's a beautiful day of soccer right there.
Zero chance of precipitation, 11 miles per hour wind. Nice and easy. Sunset by 6:20. Sounds like a perfect day to play some soccer.
I think as long as the Galaxy don't get caught on a counter, I think we'll be okay. What do you think your expected lineup?
Bingham, Felcher, Depew right now, Giancarlo, Insua, Katai. I mean, you don't play Jonathan, so Corona and
Sasha doesn't start.
Kitchen. I don't know if Sasha starts because you would start legit. So yeah, I guess it would be Kitchen and Sasha legit up top. Pavon on the left and Hernandez starting. We're kind of stuck because on account of the injuries.
Yeah, I mean,
you like that lineup, Ed?
I think the center midfields of Corona, Legit, and you just have Sasha in there as like your attacking option. I think that could work, man.
Who's the first option off the bench if we need him?
Probably Quayo.
Probably Quayo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quayo or Corona, depending on the situation. I mean, it's all situational. It depends on what you need.
You're trying to shut down a game.
If you're starting, if you're starting,
No, like if we need to bring an offensive threat in.
we don't have them. Like
Yeah.
that's the problem. We still don't have them, even with where we're currently
Gordon
at. Like,
Wild.
we don't really have it. It's Gordon Wild, who played a hell of a ball for that goal. I think they got credited to Giancarlo in the preseason, but it wasn't. It was an own goal. It would be right now it's Gordon Wild and Emil Quayo, and it's probably Quayo.
So it sounds like we need to jump out to a lead to make sure.
Oh
You
yeah.
can- yeah.
Oh, we should. I mean, given how strong Houston was at home last year and how poor we were away, psychologically, it's a great start. Get a goal nice and early. Potentially a hostile crowd because it's Houston's home opener.
Was it Houston or Dallas was the one that were like, come see the Mexican stars?
Dallas?
It was Dallas.
Dallas sold a
Okay.
Mexican suit. If you haven't heard about this, FC Dallas is selling a Mexican Superstars pack where you can basically buy their equivalent to a mini game plan for the Galaxy, is it LAFC and Kansas because they have Alan Pulido.
Yeah.
Just the most pathetic thing I've
In
ever
Miami
seen.
with Pizarro.
In Miami with Pizarro, absolutely pathetic. I mean, ugh.
You know
We
what
don't need to talk about that, but
Well,
just gross.
I don't know. I think they got overly criticized for that. That's every team that is a crappy team. That's what they do. I mean, the Clippers did that for years. Hey, come see our young players play the stars
Well,
of the
you know,
NBA.
it's,
Right,
it's literally what
it means your team sucks.
But
you know
the
what I mean?
difference between the Clippers selling a pack of, well, come watch, Dwayne Wade and the Heat and I don't really watch basketball, but come watch all the Russell Westbrook and the Thunder. Is that right? That was a thing at a time. They're good now, so I'm changing the dates a little bit, obviously. But the difference between that is come see the best players in the NBA come beat our team versus, hey, you like Mexicans? Buy a pack. Like buy a
You
ticket
like
pack. It's
Mexicans?
crazy,
Hey,
but that's what it is.
Hey, Pancho, come out to the stadium.
Like they're saying, hey, you like?
That's
Don't come support our team. I don't understand if they're getting a phone call at the end saying like, please stay. Like, obviously, come root for not us, and then come back next week. And so I don't understand it. Outside of we're trying to cash in on everyone else purchasing big name players
All the
It's a
players
sad
that you
state of
like
affairs.
that aren't on
Yeah.
the team, come see them.
that we couldn't afford and we don't want and we're not going to buy. Gross. Anyway, get a nice to your question. Nice early lead would be phenomenal. Hopefully, a Hernandez goal nice and early. Shut the shot down. Lock it in.
Fucking
One
Bruce
goal.
that, man.
One goal. Get us
Bruce
home.
ball it.
One goal. Get us home. We're all still learning. Everyone's still learning. But this is the real deal. You can't have these. Oh, Depew took out a center back and a forward, and so they were able to. We were able to come through and get equalized. Like these are the points that we drop that end up tallying up to not making the playoffs or crunching math in the last month or so.
All right, you want to hear the odds?
Let's do it.
All right, the odds are brought to you by our friends at betlasports.com.
They're back.
They are back, and we got something special from them, which we will talk about in a minute. So the odds, basically,
Drugs.
the Galaxy are a plus 170. Tuck, you remember what that is?
Yeah, that means we're underdogs, right?
We are the underdogs. yes.
Boom.
But Houston is a plus 139, which tells me that the odds makers.
It's a draw.
Yeah,
All right, I fucking listen to you, man.
they're feeling good on the draw.
I listen to you. I absorb what you're saying because I appreciate you. I appreciate the work you do.
Next, the predicted scores they have is 1.8 for Houston, 1.3 for the Galaxy.
I would have said a 1-1.
Yep. And if we go over to 538, they have it's almost split. The Galaxy a 36% chance, Houston a 44% chance with a 21% chance on the draw. But now,
That all seems fair.
to our friends at Bet Sports LA.
Yeah, because they're the ones that matter.
These are our people, right?
Yes.
Okay.
BetLAsports.com. BetLAsports.com. So check it out. They have generously given us $200 to play for the season. Whatever money we have at the end of the season,
We get to cash out.
is ours to keep.
We should fucking put all $200 on one game. That doesn't even involve the Galaxy. Like about teams we don't even know.
Like on Liverpool or something.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're just fucking lose your money. I mean,
Yeah.
you make like $2 back.
Yeah. So, the Galaxy on BetLAsports.com are a plus 173, meaning essentially you're going to have to do some maths here, ratio-wise. You bet $100, you win 173. If you decide you want to take Houston, they're a plus 141 here. So you bet $100, again, ratio-wise, you get back 141.
Nah,
So is this a game that you guys think you want to play?
I'm down.
Oh,
We got to
I think
play.
we should
It's the first one.
Yeah,
It's first one.
We don't got to play. I mean, we don't have to play every game.
I
No,
feel like
just
we should.
Be conservative.
Like $10.
I would say $10 on the draw. We do $10 on. Do we get now?
Now the draw is a plus 253.
What does that mean? How much money do you get?
That's a
out of
lot more than.
Yeah, it means the draw is a bigger underdog, but
it? It's gonna be a draw.
you think it's gonna be a draw?
Yeah.
$10 on a draw.
It's gonna be a 1-1 draw.
All right, we got.
Do we
10.
get now? Answer this for me though. Are we like picking who scores? Is it like our game?
No.
No.
You
We
just-
would have to put more money down for who scores first.
Yeah, we'd have to
Okay.
put more money down on who scores first, but we could bet who scores. We could bet.
Can we do like? Can we? Oh, I want to
Or-
spend. I'm not gonna spend all this
Yeah,
money.
I
right now.
definitely think this probably should have off the mic conversation. about
Can we
this.
do like 4 or 5? Well, I mean, but we want them rooting for us.
No,
Yeah.
no, I know, but I'm saying like I think every week we probably might be able to change
Oh,
it
we're
up. Like
down with that.
one week we play the result. One week we play who scores first. One week we can do.
And we don't just need to play the Galaxy. If there's a game that you guys want to let.
No,
and,
it's-
and
Fuck
the,
that.
well, the idea also was for you guys to look at another game. Was we play the Galaxy game and maybe something else.
Okay, I'm down with that. We can do that next week.
You know, so all right. So next week we'll
So let's
that.
do $10 on the draw.
Okay.
Can we do $5 on the Galaxy scoring first? Is that an
Yeah,
To
option?
be specific.
Yeah, we can do that.
Do we have to pick a player, or is it just like
No.
what teams pick? So it's like in England where they're like, this
Yeah.
guy's gonna get a yellow card.
I think I don't know. I think Houston scores first.
Really? You want
So then you just want to stick with $10 on the draw.
I think we do that.
you want to do that?
All right, real money, $10 on the draw.
I swear, if the Galaxy score first though, I'm gonna fucking
You-
dog
you
you
all
out
pissed his
wherever
head.
I'm at. If I'm the moment the Galaxy scores first, just uninstall Twitter from your phone because I'm fucking dragging you.
So this
I got
10,
the notification
So
turned off anyways.
so just so you guys know in real time, this $10 will win us 25.
But that's
All right.
that's 25. That was
goes back
including
in
our
your pool.
bet, right?
Yeah,
So we're up
So
to
it's 10 plus
215.
15.
I like this, man. You're fucking, and you like produce this. You make this happen.
yeah.
I appreciate that.
And anyone out there who would like to play along with us, who wants to bet some real money, shoot an email to show@Riot Squadcast, and we will give you a code so that you can set up your own account and you can play with us with
That's
real
just-
money if you want.
No.
Yeah. Email.
Like, can you give it out? Or is
No,
it
no,
like
they
it's a
got to
thing?
call us and then
Okay.
we'll give them a code.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you follow the
So,
rules. Don't
yeah.
get Ben in trouble. He's trying his hardest.
Well, last time there was a code that he gave.
Yeah,
out.
last time there was a code, but this time we're gonna, this way we can keep a little more track and
Okay.
Okay,
make
hey.
sure everything's on the up and up.
It's all good, baby.
All right, so
That's-
let's get on to the big Tony
that's,
prediction game. Who's going?
Hold on. Show at
Yeah,
RiotSquadcast.
show@RiotSquadcast.com.
because that email's back out.
RiotSquadcast at Gmail, whichever
Yes,
one.
or you can email me directly, ben@RiotSquadcast.com.
Cool.
All right, so here we go.
I like
Ed, you finished dead last
Mm.
last year.
Hold
That means you are
on.
going
Big
first.
Tony says Ed predicts Forest. So I'm
No.
assuming that means first.
Nottingham.
Oh man. God. I'm already hating this.
You got it. I believe in you.
I'm gonna say
Ed,
one.
I don't believe in you, just so you know.
That's fine. No, 2-2 draw. I'm gonna skip.
Who scores first?
Houston scores first. I'm gonna give the goals to Pavone and Hernandez.
All right. Safe.
Yeah.
Safe. Yeah.
I think we're gonna win. I think we
I
start off
like you
strong.
coming out positive.
Coming out positive. I think we win. I want to say 2-0.
George, can you draw a picture of like Ben in Philadelphia coming out positive? Thank you. You all right, Ed? I think I just killed Ed. I think I just killed
George,
Ed.
George, don't do that. If you can
Do it.
Just Google the movie Philadelphia and you'll You'll get
You
that.
know,
reference.
you don't think people seen that?
Nah, dude.
It's really sad. Make sure you're in a good place.
I would say just don't even.
I wasn't.
Just don't watch it. Just ignore the AIDS epidemic.
Yeah.
All right.
See now,
Just like America did.
Now I should just call it. Damn.
Oh, boom.
Commentary.
Politics.
I should just call it draw, shouldn't I? Damn it.
You called the win already.
You called a win.
Fuck it. I'm staying with.
Well, you're still on your turn. I think if as long as you're on your turn, I think you can change it.
Maybe I should say 1-1. But no, fuck it. I'm saying 2-1.
What a bitch.
2-1. I'll go 2-1.
Starting out positive, 1-1.
Starting positive. I'm gonna say.
1-1.
I mean, does it make any other sense than to say Pavone and Chicharito?
But you got 1-1.
No, I got 2-1.
2-1. Oh, 2-1 win. Sorry.
All right.
I'm going to take. Who I want us to start out with a win. I'm going to take a 1-1 draw. I'm going to give the lone goal to. Oh man,
Tom Smart.
I want to say Tom Smart. I'm going to give the lone goal to Katai. I'm going to give it to Katai. I want to say Leggett, but it's just he had such a cold preseason. I want to say Hernandez, but I know they're going to be watching him, especially with a bumper support in Houston. They're obviously going to be watching Pavone. I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of a hack show on Pavone. Jonathan being out kind of lowers my expectations of Hernandez, of having that kind of unlocking pass. It's going to spring Pavone or spring Hernandez past all the defenders that are watching him.
I think Sasha gets 2 assists in this game, man.
That sounds phenomenal to me. That sounds absolutely great. I'll take it.
I think he gets on the assist sheet, man.
I'm not sure he plays, but yeah,
I think
maybe
he's starting, dude. With
Jonathan out.
Jonathan out, I think he starts, man.
Yeah, okay, could happen. I think. In all honesty, I don't think either of our predictions are crazy. Then obviously, two of us will be wrong. Maybe all 3 of us will be wrong, but I don't think anybody's crazy. I think it's conservative, draw as possible, close win as possible, multiple goals possible. Defensively, both teams are pretty weak. A lot of options. If Hernandez fired a whole bunch during preseason, I would be all on board with us getting a win.
He was just saving him, dude. He's saving him for the when it.
That is not what it looked like.
like.
That is genuinely not what it looked like.
No. All right, Chris. Do you have a FIFA update for us, man?
I do. So our week 1. So we have as we were talking about last week, brand new commissioner for the Squadcast FIFA League, just starting a brand new season.
All hail King Jer Bear.
King Jer Bear. Everyone seems to be on board, presumably except for Andrew and Hugo, I imagine. But I do know Hugo supports the new regime and the new direction of leadership, giving him an opportunity to just focus on his soccer, which is probably particularly why it was told to me I had to bring up Hugo's Marseille stomping all over Andrew's Bayern Munich. Andrew, that was something someone else told me to say. I didn't watch your game. I don't know anything about your game. For all I know, you won. We should just know I don't really care. But I was told, hey, Hugo's team beat you, and that was a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and read this word for word, just to keep it nice and easy. Written to us by good Commissioner Jer Bear. So any issues you have with that, or if you have any questions, if you want to get on the wait list for anybody dropping out, get in touch at Jer Bear on.
I think it might be Jer_Bear.
Jer_Bear, or just tweet at Squadcast FIFA. Probably a lot easier to tweet at Squadcast FIFA. So here's the FIFA Week 1 wrap up. Week 1 went pretty well. The majority of the league has played at least half of their games. Bayern played 2 games in Week 1, and AC Milan did not play a single game. Due to inactivity, AC Milan, due to inactivity from AC Milan, the coach was sacked. There we are. We filled the spot with a new coach and new team, which is FC Porto. Hopefully they don't have racist fans in the stands. Oh, no, wait, that was the other team. We have a lot of great players playing this season, and this might be the toughest competition we have had yet. Now the rankings for Week 1. Coming in first place, we have Mr. Goofy Goobert, who is playing with PSG. With 7 wins, 0 losses, and 39 goals for and 9 goals against, he is the top dog in the league so far. Nobody can stop Kylian Mbappe at the moment, who has over 30 goals in Week 1. That is ridiculous.
Wait, what?
Kylian Mbappe has 30 goals in the first week. They're allowed to play 7 games.
All right.
Insanity. Javier Hernandez numbers. In second place, we have BR Leo, who is playing with Manchester United. With 7 wins and 0 losses, 29 goals for, and 8 goals against, the Red Devils are unstoppable.
He must be good if he's playing with Manchester United, man.
Right? Anthony Martial and Bruno Fernandes are causing havoc and scoring goals.
Just death staring at Ben.
In the, United's terrible. In third place, we have Trill OG, who is playing with Manchester City. With 6 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw, the Citizens are playing great attacking football. With 31 goals for and 9 goals against, this team is looking solid on defense and dangerous on offense. Looks like nothing is stopping Aguero, Sané, and Sterling from scoring the goals for Manchester City. And at fourth, we have J.O. the Slump God, phenomenal name. Imagine it's your Christian one, a.k.a. Little Taco, even better, who is playing. Oh, I met Little Taco at the preseason game, who is playing with Napoli.
Little Taco sounds like a rapper who's like going to get shot in like
at some point.
At the age of 20.
You know, I'm getting ready to read what Little Taco is doing. Please.
He's going to get shot in a Mexican restaurant?
No.
Well, that is double racist.
Yeah.
Double. Yes.
It could have been fucking.
It's combo
Mongolian
racist.
barbecue, but whatever.
Turns out he's North Korean. How about that? Didn't see that in your head, did you? You know why? You're the problem.
It's Korean barbecue taco.
His a Kogi truck.
His team is and his goals are and his gameplay is Jer said he needs more practice and to stop parking the bus. Little Taco, I believe, is Jer's little brother or something like that. Or no, it's somebody's brother. At fifth place, we have the legend Uncle Sam, who has come out of retirement to play in season 2. His Tottenham Hotspur team has 6 wins and 1 loss. He hasn't played competitive in a while, and it shows. Hopefully, he returns. He
like
returns
6 wins. How's that not? Like,
yeah, he's not
that
playing very well. Hopefully, he returned back to the player he once was. Juventus, Lazio, Valencia, RB Leipzig, and Real Madrid are all round out the top 10 in this league. The top 5 in the league will always get a mention on the podcast. So if you want to hear your name on here, get those games in and win your matches. Lastly, I'm hoping that all the guys from the league can show up to the home opener on March 7th, and we will be at the Lars tailgate section. So come out, grab a beer with the fellas. Hopefully you guys can get like a big, full roster photo of everybody.
That'd be dope.
That'd be awesome. It'd be nice to save those season by season. Again, if you're interested,
you get like the team photo where like
everybody's holding the back, smiling.
2 lines.
So yeah, if you're interested in getting involved in next season's league, or getting on the wait list to fill in the event somebody drops out like AC Milan did, just go ahead and tweet at Riot Squadcast FIFA.
Do you like how he says AC Milan?
Milan? They pronounce Milan.
He goes AC Milan?
Milan.
Ben, you heard how he pronounces it, right?
It's the way it's supposed to be pronounced.
It's
Milan.
very southern.
It's because you don't watch soccer as a
I don't know, man. He's like AC Milan.
Milan.
AC Milan.
What would you prefer?
Says, man.
How am I supposed to say it?
It's some southern twang, dude.
Southern Italy?
Yeah. Sicily.
Milan.
Whatever.
Yeah. What?
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Top
cool.
10, round out.
Cool.
All good.
I think Ben sent me something.
Yep.
Is it about our new players?
No.
No.
I think that's it. What is it? Yeah. Anything else? You guys got
our new players?
So the homegrown
players.
The homegrowns.
I mean, Chris, you're very excited, right?
Youth players, man. That's where it's always.
One looks like he's 12 years old.
They both look like they're 12 years old. Yeah, we signed Cameron Dunbar and Jonathan Perez to first team homegrown player deals, which is great. Rule changed last year before. If you end up selling a player abroad or quote, as MLS calls it, transferring a player abroad, and they're a homegrown player, they're on a homegrown contract and a product of the academy, you now get to keep 100% of the transfer fees.
You get 100.
So Kobe Hernandez Foster leaving for free, Alex Mendez leaving for free, Ule leaving for free, all these guys leaving, Haji Wright leaving for free. What's the other kid's name who went down to Mexico? Areola. Like these people getting a shot to just kind of take off when their contract's over before they sign a professional deal. We're getting ahead of it now. So in the event these guys break through and get to take off or have plans to move to, let's say, Wolfsburg, we'll at least get some compensation out of that.
COG reported that the Galaxy kind of helped him out with that, helped out Kobe Foster Hernandez with that.
My understanding, okay, because I don't thank you, because I wasn't trying to step on anybody's shit. My understanding is it's not the worst thing in the world that Kobe Hernandez is leaving. We maintain a great relationship with him, and might not be the end. I definitely don't have the same pains about Kobe Hernandez Foster that I've had about other players leaving. And even those players, we're probably safe rewarming our hearts to them, just in the event it doesn't quite work out in their European adventures. So yeah, not the end of the world when it comes to the youth prospects. Cameron Dunbar is the first Galaxy first teamer in history to actually be born in Carson, which I've found fascinating. He's potentially the one. He was born 2 days after the 2002 MLS Cup final. So yes, you are all old. You're all very, 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 very old. Cameron Dunbar is the fourth youngest Galaxy first teamer in history. He's 17 years, 3 months, and 29 days old when he signed his first team deal, just behind Israel Cisse at 17 years and 9 days, Jack McBean at 16 years, 10 months, and 9 days, and Efrain Alvarez, the youngest player in history for the Galaxy, 16 years, 8 months, and 12 days. He is a forward. He's a natural forward. It's the only position he plays. He scores a bucket load of goals. If you look him up on Top Drawer Soccer, any of the websites that cover young American soccer players in the system, all the kid ever did was score. He played U16, U17, U18 he's 17 years old, when he was too young and too quote unquote small to be playing on those levels. He's always kind of played up a few years. Looks like a very, very, very talented young man. Organization is really, really high on him. And then we signed Jonathan Perez to first team. Go ahead.
Question about Cameron Dunbar?
Yeah.
What number does he wear?
In the preseason, I actually had screenshot this the other day. The Galaxy released their preseason roster, and I had it up, and now I forgot about it, which has been great. If I knew you were going to ask me that question ahead of time, but it's fine. You're good. You're a good person, Benjamin.
It's just... Hey, this is the important thing, because these are the stuff that Ed and I really need to start to commit to memory.
Yeah.
Cameron Dunbar through the preseason was given number 60,
and
so we don't know
is
if
he the first number 60.
We don't know if that will continue. I believe he will be the first number 60, yeah, as well. It's also a preseason number, so we'll see if that ends up changing, if that goes lower. Galaxy 2 and Galaxy run, they have continuity through their roster numbers,
yeah.
So he may end up playing for Galaxy 2 and just wearing the number 60 the entire time. It wasn't until Zubak moved up to the first team he changed his number to 29.
Do you see these kids staying with the first team or moving down to G2?
I'm hoping Jonathan Perez stays on the first team. As much as I like Dunbar, I don't much think he's going to get a ton of time. Perez obviously is not going to get a ton of time either, but above Dunbar right now, just in the immediate pecking order, at a minimum, you have Hernandez, Gordon Wild, probably Sebastian Lletget, Emil Cuello, Ethan Zubak. Like there's a lot of depth. There's not a lot of quality striker depth, but there's enough quality striker depth where you're not necessarily starting a 17-year-old
who's never played a first team. Like,
yeah, I'd rather you get him on G2. He's moved up through all the levels of the academy, through I think all the way down to the U14s. Get him on G2, get him playing there regularly, make him comfortable. Going to turn 18 this year. Like let him grow there and thrive. Ironically, Jonathan Perez, I could kind of see. I made an argument on Twitter today for playing him a little more. Jonathan Perez was born January 18th, 2003, signed his first team contract on the 21st of February. So he was 17 years, 1 month, and 4 days old. He is the fifth youngest Galaxy player, comes right beneath Cameron Dunbar. So he's behind Dunbar, Cisse, McBean, and Efrain. Both of them just barely beating out Memo Gonzalez at 17 years, 5 months, and 17 days when he signed their first team deal. Jonathan Perez naturally is a left winger. That's kind of his speciality, but he also plays a little right wing and attacking midfield. So if you're looking at a Galaxy depth chart, that makes a whole lot more sense than Cameron Dunbar. The arguments that were happening today was the Galaxy were rumored, as we were talking about earlier, were rumored to Jurgen Damm, who's a winger, plays at Tigres, was called Uriel Antuna before the Galaxy made him famous. I was getting an argument as to why we should potentially sign Damm as a depth wing option. Played top flight soccer, he's more ready to go. You look at your wings, you got Pavone and Katai who are starting. No argument. You looked at the last preseason game, you can play Cuello at left wing, and we move Lletget to right wing. Done. Perhaps in lieu of using your last international spot on what would be your third option at on the wings from what you already have, you have 2 internationals on the wing and then 2 domestics on the wing. Maybe you just play Jonathan Perez if you have junk minutes to give away. You know, he's 17 years old, young. Motivate him to play. He can play both sides of the wing, can play attacking midfield, something like a Fabio Alvarez. Like, if you're, looks like something like Pavone, who plays left. I mean, I love the idea of Jonathan Perez, NYCFC.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Jonathan Perez being a first team player and getting to play with Christian Pavone, who said, "Oh, so you play left wing and right wing and attacking? So do I. Why don't you come work with me? Like, let me show you a couple things. Nice and young, can work with him, can kind of mold him into that as a third option for the wings and attacking midfield. I make the argument for playing Perez above signing another international, which is going to keep us from being able to sign Alan Franco, who is the far more necessary signing. So hopefully Perez actually gets some minutes on the first team. I would like to see that between the two if I'm picking.
And his number?
His number
56.
is 56. 56. There you go.
Looked it up.
All right. He's ready.
Oh, I'm ready to go.
He ain't losing again.
Production work, man. It's
I'm ready to go.
He ain't losing the next game. Cool.
All right. Anything else? Anything else we want to talk about before we get out of here?
I think. Oh, the one last super quick point. And was the answer to that question supposed to be no?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't understand.
No, good.
This is
more of a courturcy than like an actual question. But
this is the first time I was able to find, and I didn't go into super depth, but this is the first time I've been able to find. There are 10 first team players that are through some level of the Galaxy developmental system. So whether it's the developmental academy, whether it's just the Galaxy Academy, G2, whichever step of progress you want to take, Jonathan Perez, Efrain Alvarez, Julian Araujo, Nick DePew, Cameron Dunbar, Eric Lopez, Daniel Steris, Didi Traore, Justin Vomstein, and Ethan Zubak. 10 first-team players, 1/3 of a complete roster. I think we'll be at 25 players after Perez and Dunbar are through. So more than 1/3 of our overall roster, but 1/3 of a complete full Galaxy roster, all coming through the academy. I think that points to Klein's old plan of, I want 3 international designated players, and then I would like to fill everyone out from relatively local people, or at least people coming through our own system.
Yeah.
I think it's. I'm concerned depth-wise, but if you look overall outside of center back and forward, like, pretty good as far as depth is concerned. So I appreciate starting to fill those deeper depth spots out with academy players and people that we grew. Give them time, give them an opportunity, and maybe we stop losing them.
I agree. All right, Ben, you want to play that closing song? Before we get into the social and all that stuff, I want to give a quick reminder. You guys can go to the website, riotsquadcast.com, where the prediction game will be up there. Hopefully, Josh Numbers has it up by now. But thank you again to Big Tony for joining us today. Really appreciate that. So yeah, go check out the new rules. Put your predictions in. Go to betlasports.com if you want to join in on that. Hit up Ben, either show@riotsquadcast.com or Ben@riotsquadcast.com. He'll hit you up and get you a code that you can join in and play with us, man. It'll be fun. Ben, where can they find you on the socials, man?
You can find me on the tweet machine @DTRadioBen. You can email the show at Riot Squadcast. Or if you prefer to do it old school, you riotsquadcast@gmail.com.
Tucker, where can they find you on the socials, man?
@0cool138. Appreciate every person that sent in a lightning round question. Just didn't really have an opportunity to get to it this week.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's already over 2 hours. We gotta get again.
Don't forget to join us in the MLS Fantasy League if that's your thing. TKKP7VAS. Link will be out on our Twitter account.
Yeah, we'll have that on the show notes as well too. So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram @thezombie13. You can find the show Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all Riot Squadcast. Make sure you're liking the post. Make sure you're sharing the posts. That would be much appreciated by all of you guys. I want to do a quick shout out to our friend Christian. He has a podcast. It's called the Hooligan Sports Podcast.
If you're into the hockey.
Yeah.
Or if you're interested in getting into the hockey.
But yeah, go hit that up. Check that out. He's always a guy who's always, I mean, we've known him for forever. But he's always, he's always hitting that share button. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate
that's
that.
a start.
But yeah, shout out to our boy Christian. If you want to hear our specific predictions on the season, go to patreon.com/RiotSquadcast. $5 gets you in, gets you a bunch of
helps the show.
Extra episodes, helps us out, helps the show. So $5 helps out us keep the lights on.
There you go.
But there's a bunch of back episodes. Like I think we're up to like 12 episodes now.
This
Anyways.
will be 12 or this will be 13?
I think it's 11 or 12.
Okay.
Anyways, check it out. We love you guys. We will see you maybe this weekend or next weekend. Bye.
Fuck you, Brian. Suck a dick, bitch.